Hello, hello, and welcome along to episode 2 of Tales. Wow, I even skipped the Elsewhither bit. Was the Unchained? That is a mouthy title. The more I say it. This episode is called The Road Well Traveled. Last episode was called A Table for Six. Who wants to tell us why and what happened? Rico's just excluded himself with the biggest mouth of breakfast he could find. If anybody else wants to go,
I'll try.
okay.
So basically, we had all traveled to the city for the job to look into the dragon that's ill.
For inspiration for everybody who can tell us the name of the city.
Mazrea.
Oh yeah, Jack was in. Carry on.
Yeah. So we went there, and we all met each other at the tavern. We were on this like big, large table, and then we kept being interrupted by possible party members, and we kept rejecting them. And so, in their rejection, they formed their own team to spite us.
What are they called?
And I don't know, the rejects.
Like the Band of the Dragon, but it's in a different language.
There we go. Fantastic. We're dishing out the D4s today. The Rakulis Vagar, if anybody wants it in real. Quite easy to find if you go to NPCs, Mazrea. There's actually a little folder for it.
Yep.
You're doing great.
Yeah, and we, after sussing each other out on what we could do and what we could bring to the game, we then decided, well, let's not waste any time. Let's get moving. And so we did. And
where did you waste time before you did get moving?
I think we just slept at the tavern.
Yeah, but
right?
that was a given. But where did you then waste time in the morning?
Fuck if I know.
You wasted their time.
You went and you spoke. You went and you spoke to the.
Oh yes, to like an alchemist or something, right?
There you go.
And to see if they had a cure, which they don't.
Nope.
And we also barged in when they were closed, but they didn't lock the door, so you know who's really to blame there.
Pots outside.
Sure. Yeah, and then we went on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought we came into contact. No.
Well, before
we met a guy.
Who did you meet? A young tiefling on the road. Why did you meet a young tiefling?
It was Timmons, no?
No,
No
you
idea.
did meet Timmons on the way out of the city. Yes. What was Timmons doing? What did Timmons want?
Well,
He was asking for adventurers.
Yeah.
He was.
Didn't
Needed
somebody
help.
lose their watch? Or
That's
something?
Timmons.
Hey.
So Timmons gave you a quest to find his pocket watch from some bandits. And then something else happened before you fought said bandits, or any bandits. Who did you meet on the road? Small tiefling. What did he need?
Oh,
Cat up tree.
Get up a tree. That's the
Oh
one.
yeah.
This is a quiz game.
Classic.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I want an A so bad.
2 weeks ago was pretty tough. So yeah, you
And I
guys-
remember his cat was a little more like a giant rat.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
demonic.
Scratch was a little demonic. This
Yeah.
was your first bit
Yes.
of XP in the entire campaign, so it should be well remembered. You got 10 whole experience points for Toothy climbing a tree and coming down
Powerful.
with a like being.
Yeah. And then we bumped into the bandits.
Sure.
And we fought them. We killed a few. And then let a few go. Paid one to leave. And then told the other one, get yourself to a temple. And they did. and then that was it, right?
Yep, pretty much. One at the temple, one that you gave a silver piece. You got some loot off of them, and they, most importantly, they told you about Darmian, who was their boss. I don't think you got the name at the time. I think I've just given that away. But they told you that their boss was behind a waterfall in a cave. Remember that? It happened.
But not the waterfall right where we were.
No, which is ironic.
Different.
Yeah. No, it's they reckon it's a couple of days travel. And so we find you upon the road. Traveling gently through the hills. I believe it is early afternoon. Do we have a go? It's 3 p.m. But you did skip lunch to fight some bandits. So any time at which you want to stop for lunch or afternoon tea is fine. If not, you can go straight through till dinner and then set up camp. How are you guys looking? Is anyone on the brink of death? Is anyone battered? Bruised?
Untouched.
Untouched.
I lost my bonus HP down to my
Right.
regular HP.
Cool. Can't heal that up.
So I'm good.
Cool.
Well,
Okay,
wait,
well, if
well-
no one is on the brink of death,
Okay, how long do we keep that bonus? Do we just?
bonus.
Are we talking about the extra HP or?
Yeah,
yeah,
bonus
the,
to
the,
max.
the bonus to max.
Yeah.
That
the
lasts
extra-
until you long rest. Comes up automatically.
Ah.
Oh, that was from your packed
Yeah.
lunches, right? So you did have lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, on the road you may continue. As you toodle along. Yeah, I mean, what are you guys doing? Is there are we sort of fast-paced march? Are we slow-paced walk? Are we chatting? Are we just rolling along? Like, what are you up to?
Well, I think I'd be thanking Raywin for healing me back there.
Aw.
Yeah.
You're welcome. No problem.
I'll try not to let it happen again.
But you did so good.
Yeah.
You hit him when I couldn't hit him.
I know, but then the other one really came out of nowhere and kicked the shit out of me.
Well, that's okay. That happens, and that's why we're all going as a group. So that
Uh-huh.
way, we don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to do better next time.
Have you done that before? Like dealing with bandits, I mean.
No, my journey to the city, even though it took many a weeks, was surprisingly uneventful.
Beyond the
James,
dealing
you're
with the
muted.
bandit. Or what?
Yeah,
James,
James,
you're
we
muted.
can't hear you.
James, I think you're muted.
Oh. Yes, I am. What did you say, Rico?
Oh, I was just gonna say, beyond dealing with them, anybody ever killed a man before?
Oh, not a man, so to speak. That was my first brush with men. But I've fought beasts and such.
What kind of beast?
Well, when we go hunting, I don't like to do it necessarily, but we take down a whole manner of creatures for, that can be dangerous to us. But to get me namesake, I fought something really nasty. But in our dream state, I couldn't really figure out what it was. So I couldn't tell you what it was, but sure was nasty.
What did it look like?
It was a myriad of snarled teeth and jagged bone and hide so thick you couldn't pierce it with your own claws.
How did you beat it?
I overpowered the thing. And I got it on its back. Oh, I don't really think I should go into any more detail, but
You don't have to continue, Tooth. I understand.
it was a lot.
You said it was a dream state. What does that mean?
Well, when we get to a certain age, us tabaxi out in the Savage West, we need to get a proper name. So we go on a bit of a wander, if you will. And sometimes we get into a bit of a meditative trance. Sometimes we get helped in those meditative trance states to continue our journey, continue our path, and to survive the wander. And whatever happens to us on the journey defines us. It shapes who we are, and potentially who we think ourselves and who everybody thinks of us when we're adults. And so, yeah.
So if you have a bigger journey or a bigger thing that happens in your life, do you keep the name that you developed in your
Nah,
chest?
we keep that name. That's a special sacred tradition that's sort of passed down, and we all go through it. Like my sister, like I don't really know. She doesn't talk about it much, but yeah, her name is Rise was Storms. So there has to have been a storm involved. But as far as anyone's concerned, it can be a personal matter, so we don't always go in too much detail.
Do people ever lie about their names? Because if no one else is there to witness it.
Well, I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Oh,
But
yeah, like what if someone was fighting a worm and then they woke up and they were like, "That's not cool at all." So then they came up with something different.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
I guess so.
I think Wriggle and Squirm would be a fine name.
Yeah.
Wiggle and squirt.
We kind of just accept it. It's kind of, I wouldn't even think to do that.
Or what
That's
about-
great. If Boxo dies, I'm coming back as Wiggle and Squirt.
I think it was Wriggle and Squirm, but we'll go with it.
Same thing.
I like Wriggle and Script Dirt Crawler or something.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that story, Tooth and Claw.
It's okay. I'm happy with you calling me Toothy. I like the nickname. It's sort of Tooth and Claw's a bit, and I'm not sure if I'm actually that.
If we're scolding you, is that like your first and last name, or you want us to use the full?
Oh yeah, I guess if you wanted to, but most people go with a nickname. I mean, like, sort of like how you guys got two names, where we got like our proper, name, and then everybody has sort of like a nickname.
I'm so angry with you. I've now got to find a nickname for every Tabaxi NPC in this fucking world. No, I like it. It's good. Most of them are fairly obvious. I'll just call them by their first name and put an E on the end.
Yeah, or O. That's an Australian thing too.
Okay.
Ah.
Toothy and Rizo.
Yeah, there you go.
That's nifty. I like it.
As you are wandering, Road.
I was gonna say,
hold on.
I before we continue, what about you, Velzekis?
Well, certainly many beasts before. Anything that I needed to eat, but as Toothy, I suppose it is, we're going to call them. And as he says, as for quote-unquote men, well, I've hurt a few and not stuck around to find out what happened to them. So perhaps.
Did you mean to hurt him?
Certainly seemed they meant to hurt me, so yes.
Oh, okay, then it's okay.
Well, what did you do to them?
Well, not everyone takes so well to a display of talents beyond them, you know?
Why not?
Well, I don't know if you're familiar, if you've ever seen a show such as mine, but in many cases, I'm a bit of an escape artist, and what I would often do is ask the local tradesmen of sorts to create something, or sometimes the constabulary try to chain me up or contain me in a box of some sort, and sometimes, most of the time, actually, they consider it great, a wonderful advertisement for their wares and their talents, but now and then you find a town where they feel shamed by my immediate escape from their supposedly intricate locks and so forth, and they don't take it kindly, and I'm run out of town. Not that I do it by running, it's easier to simply pop away, but it's happened sometimes.
A matter of a pride, Tooth and Claw.
Oh,
Wait. So how did you fight people before you escaped them to death?
I think the confusion,
Well-
Josh, was Joe thought you meant how did you annoy them, and you were asking how did you hurt them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Much
Both
as
answers were interesting.
I don't have to be terribly close to hurt people, as you might have seen in that battle with the bandits.
I was face down in dirt, so I didn't really see.
Parting
Nah, I saw
shots
it.
of sorts.
yeah. Your like hand came out, like of somewhere else, and it like, that sounds a bit weird.
Yes, it did.
Oh.
It was,
Goodness,
that was
that
the-
is powerful
the chill,
magic.
right? It was the chill touch. It was the chill.
Chill touch,
You're
yes.
describing, yes.
Yes, I find being in only one place somewhat limiting.
Yeah. Do they know you can just like do magic stuff to get out of their stuff?
I don't imagine most of them fully understood what was happening.
Oh, okay. Because like then I can understand them being upset because they're like, hey, you're gonna do it, and it's like, oh, I can just do it, and then it's like, oh, well, that's
If
Is that-
necessary, I can, of course, pick locks and those sort of things as well.
oh, see that to me is more impressive.
Wait, does that mean you can never technically be imprisoned if you can just pop out at any point?
I suppose an elaborate and large enough prison might hold me.
Oh, is there a distance involved? Like,
Let's try not to find out.
oh, you
Wait,
got
so,
me
like-
intrigued, mate.
If we get into bad trouble again, could you get us all out?
We shall
That's a
see.
good question. I don't want to see, actually. No, I
I'd
don't.
prefer to know.
Wait, is it like one person at a time? So you would like grab one person, pop out, come back in, grab one person, pop out? Or can it be a group effort?
To be perfectly honest, I hadn't considered ever bothering to bring anyone else with me.
That kind of tracks, actually.
I suppose if I work at it, it's possible.
Perhaps we shall test the limits of your ability.
Oh, that could be fun.
I've sort of moved on from the doing it as a parlor trick stage of things, if I can, but
In a dire need, then.
let us hope we have no need further today.
Pietro will nod to that. And then continue walking awkwardly.
Yeah.
As you're wandering along, you are sort of entering into a more forest is a strong word. There are some dotted trees around here and there. A sparse woodlands.
Woodland area.
Yeah. And you see the signs of some sort of commotion a little way down the road. From this distance, all you can you can sort of get the odd bit of noise of a couple of people or more talking, and through the glimpses you can see one particular person waving their arms around. That's about it.
And they're not like off our path.
No, they're way further down the path, but the path is winding, and there are trees between you and them, so it's going to make them out.
Are they
over here.
waving their arms in joy or anger?
Perception check.
Okay. Hey,
Hey,
15.
not bad.
not bad.
What did you get? Sorry.
15.
15. You from this angle, you can see they're short, and that's about it. You're not sure if they're jumping around just to get some attention or they're angry or calm. You do see that from this distance, you do note that they do appear to be speaking to somebody who is lower down than you can currently see.
I relay their height to the rest of the team.
Right. And then as you amble a little closer, I will bring you to the
Battle map.
What?
the map in which things happen. And you will
about.
note that ahead of you is a tree, just over the edge of the broken tree on the ground that has fallen. You can see a cart with a couple of horses on it. Standing in front of the tree is a halfling who seems very, very annoyed at everything that is going on. And he's sort of jumping up and down, waving his arms, and but you might be able to sort it out. When I saw you talking to it, he's shouting, but you can't see who he's talking to. He's sort of in the middle of the road here. I don't have a token for him, but he's facing that way.
Is the area this open? Like this wouldn't be like an ambush or anything that bends.
No. You can see everything quite clear. As I said, it's just a few
Oh.
trees dotted around, one of which has fallen across the road.
I mean, I think I would just continue walking until we got a little closer.
Okay. And as you guys move up,
Yeah.
he sort of turns around. Oh, finally! Some help! Oh, absolutely. And he sort of.
Aren't they the same thing?
Well, I was thinking at first you might help me convince this young lady that she might be of assistance, but now. And he sort of looks specifically at Toothy and Pietro. Now I'm thinking maybe you could just help me move the log. And leaning with her back against the tree, the alive tree to your right, she's sort of sat down and she just gives you a fairly peaceful wave. Hi, I'm Clissa.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Afternoon too. It is a nice afternoon, isn't it? Well, except for the sound of those who travel the roads and feel entitled.
Oh? Did you put this tree here?
Would I do that? The tree is dead. Not do
Oh.
such a thing.
Oh, then why is he yelling at you?
He seems to think that because I can commune with this tree, and she points to the one that's alive and next to her, that I can commune with a log.
Well, can you not just go around it?
Well, I could, obviously, but the cart can't. And you
But
will see
mine-
that there are lots and lots of, like, scraggly
Oh,
rocks and bits
Bumps
going
and
down.
yeah,
and,
okay.
and there's also not much of a gap, but he can't fit between the tree and the log, so he'd have to...
No, I was thinking he would go like here.
Yeah, but even that, like, he could easily break wheels, and the horses might get hurt, and it wouldn't work very well for you.
Alright, sure.
That much is obvious. It's a huge dead log, so it's not like, even if the horses could jump over it, the cart couldn't, and the horses probably can't jump over that anyway. She sort of looks to you and, I think you could ask him nicely to just leave.
I think he might just leave if he can make his way.
What has that got to do with me?
Absolutely nothing.
I thought as much. And she closes her eyes and leans back against the tree, with her hands like either side of her head against the tree. And she begins to speak very quietly. And those of you who are paying attention will note she seems to be asking the tree how its day was.
Pietro, you you can make things less heavy, right? With your magic.
Can you do that yet?
Not yet.
It's
No.
level 6, I think. But, yeah.
Ah,
You can lift more with its mage hand, but it doesn't say.
Yeah.
It doesn't include
I can-
trees.
I can try to lift this, but this tree, and I'll go over and I'll sort of like kick it and to sort of test the weight.
Yeah, it's very, very heavy, but it does sort of roll ever so slightly. You get the impression that with a team effort, you could perhaps maneuver. Alternatively, the path is very walkable around. You could just. Oh, that is a very available option.
We can't walk it off.
wait, Vazakis, can you teleport a tree?
Why should I?
To help
But it's
them.
in my way! Harvey sort of waves his hands at you.
As you are in ours.
Well, I could organize a reward, I suppose. I have lots of goods, and I could most definitely trade some for your aid in moving this large log. Especially if
Yeah,
you
well,
could
we
just
don't need
teleport.
much. We kind of. Well, I don't think we
hold on now,
teleported.
Tutanklo.
but-
You don't speak
Wait,
for
what-
all of us. We're quite low on supplies, you know?
That's what
Wait,
I mean. We're low. We're a little bit low on supplies, but
It would be luxuries, but luxuries are important. I have the finest Western wines and spices from all over Gallania and further far across the sea. I don't know, one of those things.
Wait, you said that the reward would just to be able to trade with you?
Oh, no, I would give you a sampling of my wares.
A hefty
Small collection
sampling.
of wine and spices. Well, very expensive. You could sell them in town for a goodly sum.
We could leave you here, stranded.
Just one of those bottles of wine goes for 5 gold pieces.
That's a lot of money.
Only got 12.
is that a lot?
Yes.
It's
huge
a
amount,
lot.
because money's
It's a lot of
times
money.
10.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. It's effectively like, it's 50 times what the bandits have.
Perhaps a single bottle, in addition to some food.
I could definitely give you some spices. I've got spices from all over. In fact, I've been preparing these handy spice pouches with lots of little tiny samples of each so that a budding chef might make all the different foods that are interesting to them. I could give you one of those packs, and I suppose I could part with a small bottle of Westland vintage.
That sounds like a fairly nice deal, actually.
The way he's talking about these items, and obviously talking about how, extravagant and rare and pricey they are, like, does it seem like he's telling the truth? Is he very confident with what he's saying?
You can give me an insight check on his general feeling and stuff, but I will also take a straight charisma check from Toothy and from Reowin.
Well, I get...
and from Velzekis, who all have travelled from the west. Yes, advantage according to your tradesman master
Background.
class. You want to read the thing? The other people know what the hell I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Sure. Oh, wait, because the whole
Why do you
thing
have
isn't on my
advantage? In the
character
meantime,
sheet.
what are the history checks?
I don't have
Charisma
advantage.
checks from Toothy, from Velzekis, and from Reowin.
I got 20.
Is your save the same as your check? Do you have a plus
I
2 to
don't.
charisma? Do you have 14 or 15 charisma?
I have a +2 to my saving on charisma, which is was that
Much
what I
I
was
can
supposed
see,
to
but
use?
I need a check, not a save.
Oh shoot, my bad.
I think it's
okay.
the same. So it's
Probably.
the
Right,
same.
16.
No, it's not. Okay, cool. So we'll give you the
No, it's
18 that you rolled originally.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So Rowan, you have heard of the Westland Vineyards, and certainly their wine sells all over the world, not just in the local area, and it often gets exported. You know that even the vintners themselves and the people who work the fields earn a decent sum. Josh, what?
Sorry. Could we bargain for a discount for like at future vendors? Is that something we could do?
You can definitely speak to him about that. Just before you do, insight check
Yeah.
was Josh.
Yeah, sorry. That's a 14.
Yeah, I mean, he might get 5 gold pieces from a castle or from a duke. He's not going to get that from a regular merchant. But then again, this sort of wine doesn't tend to sell to regular men. It's certainly a very expensive cargo. You know that much. For him to have that wide a selection of spices means he's very well traveled. Also, just looking at the way he's dressed and the way he speaks, he's definitely a merchant of wealth.
Okay, cool.
You guys do?
Well, what do
We
you
can
think?
help.
He's a worthy cause.
Yeah, we can help. We best help him. It doesn't look like he has anyone to protect him on these roads that are filled with bandits, which is kind of funny.
Bandits?
Yeah, that's what we're going to take care of. Well, on top of other
Good
things.
work, excellent work, in fact. But we have no fear of bandits.
Who's we?
I and the cart.
Are you
Why?
sure?
He nods.
So, Vel, could you teleport the log away?
No.
Why?
What the specifics? It's not a creature.
No, I know that, but to
Could you
bug
do it if
so,
it
Vel
was?
has,
No, it's true.
Vel
You
has
can't talk about
spoken.
anybody else either.
No, I know, but
Because I'm a
to
level 1 adventurer, you fool.
Yeah. because like to bug so, Vel has been
Oh, I
like
know.
very like yeah.
No, you've absolutely backed him in the corner of having to say he can't do it.
Oh no.
We
Well,
need
what
not
if-
lift this massive log.
What if we
Only
just-
return it back to where once it came.
We could just all push. I mean,
Wait,
back
what?
Well,
I don't understand.
If I may. And Pietro will sort of like walk up to the log and like look and inspect it and sort of estimate how wide it is.
You may use the measuring tool.
Oh, how convenient! 5 feet.
It's long, not
Oh
wide.
no, I meant wide, like
Okay.
the depth.
7 feet. 7 feet in depth. 7 feet at its thinnest point, slightly diagonal.
What a shame that the largest tree in the world has fallen.
No, this is a mass.
I don't
That's
think in
massive.
in this sort of fantasy world, I don't think that is that big.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a very long. Yeah, these trees next to you, although they look a little spindly, in their autumn leaves, are also sort of 35 feet, 40 feet. Some raising up to 50. It's sort of like redwood space.
And so for a moment he'll look, and then he'll sort of clutch his scepter, his rod, his cane, whatever you want to call it, and sort of reach towards the earth, and you'll see that sort of earth from a patch with underneath the log will sort of start to become looser and sort of like shift away and come out the sides of this basically this ravine that Pietro is digging.
Are you casting mold earth?
I'm casting mold earth.
The forest gnome will sort of, please, you're disturbing some of the other roots and trees. We really need this log moved. So.
Well, yes. We accepted this man's offer.
A couple of your friends are willing to push. I could aid you. Without disrupting the natural land.
We could, of course, burn it away if you'd prefer that.
Please, no.
I only wish to return this rotting log back to the earth itself.
Fire in these places would cause immeasurable harm.
Suddenly, the dirt moving doesn't seem so bad.
No, but if 2 of you could just push, I will aid you.
We can push, Mazrea, because that was a very funny joke, but we can push.
Suit yourselves.
Ray one's gonna
But
get
you don't have to push. It's all right, mate. I think we can handle it.
Is it 2
But,
feet
I mean,
away
we
while you're
got-
getting behind it? Probably.
Well, I look down at my scrawny arms are my 6th strength. I don't think
And,
I can
No,
help
'cause it
with
felt like it
this.
has less. Just
and,
you
I mean,
two.
Pietro can help with his mage hand or
Mhm.
even casting
Yep.
telekinetic slam to sort of,
yeah,
as
and
you-
our new friend here. She said she'll help push.
She will help you. And indeed, as you put your hands on it, you'll note that vines grow out of the ground and lift the log. And suddenly you realize you're not really very needed, and it just turns all on its end and then flops down the other end over there, which the halfling sort of turns and I told you could do it. You were just being inconvenient.
No, mate, it was a
did the
group
task
effort.
nicely.
Group effort. Yeah.
She lifted it higher than you could reach.
But that's beside the point.
No, we
Need a
could
simple
still
trap.
reach it. It's just a matter of us actually reaching it. That we did not do.
Deal's a deal. For her. And he goes to his cart and he procures you one very small one. It's sort of like a half-size, but
Tiny.
It's a single serving. You know, one of those annoying single serving. You probably don't.
Yeah, one of those tiny wines.
Yeah, you probably don't even have them in America. They probably they come in tubs. But in
we're
Australia
out.
I don't
and
drink,
the UK, you can get a single serve wine, which is like one glass of wine in the bottom. And that's what he's given.
Interesting.
And then he brings out this lovely, beautiful embroidered pouch. And it is labeled Julian's Spice Selection.
Ooh.
He's actually got Julian's Spice Selection embroidered into the it's very beautiful. There are 20 different spices inside. They can run out. You can... They're sort of like real spices. You know? There's cumin and star anise.
Ooh. Sapral.
I'm not going to try and name 20 spices.
No, please give a
because
whole list.
I will fail at about 8. Google spices. It's the top 20 that appear to you. Except for chili powder, which doesn't exist.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, cool. But he'll give you one of these little pouches. And I am ever so grateful. If only I could get this working again. Thank you very much. And he will begin to ride down the road.
Thank you.
And you can see him sort of stood in the place and fiddling with something or other. And then finally, you just see him pull the top sheet down from the wagon, and the wagon just disappears.
Oh?
It is completely rendered invisible.
What happened?
You would all
Did
note
it teleport
that
out of here?
No, you would note that he, as the top sheet came down, he basically produced an invisibility field, if you will, over the whole of the cart.
Wait, so
it's
what-
an artifact.
What if we just all stood in the road? Would he have to, like...
You still have to go around you. Just, I mean, the tree still caused him a problem, right? Oh no. So what happened is he went along the road past you, and then as he was there, right,
Ah.
he then put the invisibility spell back up, and you can see why he was not worried about bandits.
Wow.
That was some
so what did we
impressive
get?
magic back there.
Yeah. What did we get? Single serve. Serve.
It's
of-
called Westland Vintners.
Westland Vintners.
I put it in chat. Westland Vintners vintage wine. And Julian's.
Vintage wine.
Would you all be alright if I just place this spice bag in my pack?
As long as it's your intention to use it to prepare delicious meals for us, of course not.
No, I was just going to sniff into it every now and then. Yes, I'm going to...
Just sell it. Maybe on meander. You can make meander onwards, or meander if you prefer.
Meander.
It's meander, I think.
I like meandering.
That's just sort of 6-7 o'clock in the evening. The sun is setting quite early at this point in time. I think I have a sunset traveling path. And you are still going through these woodlands. You're now seeing, Joe, why I thought these trees are quite so big. Look at the
those are
size
nice
of these
trees.
bastards. Exactly. These are the sort of sparse. The trees are quite separated out, but they still produce a huge canopy. Oh. Yeah. You can continue making your way. That's just sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock. And you see a man coming the other way.
What's he look like?
From this distance, he's just a silhouette. He's quite far down the road. You can see that he has a traveller's cloak up, and he walks with a simple star. He doesn't appear to have a mount or anything like that, and as he's sort of a relatively medium distance away from you, he waves, showing his peaceful intentions. And as he gets closer, he will sort of walk right up to you. Jay.
Greetings, traveler.
Hello.
Blessings of the constellation upon you.
Likewise.
And as he does, when your eyes catch a eight-pointed star on a chain around his neck, and as it twists, you see lots and lots of other stars. He is a priest or cleric of the constellation.
Oh. Is there a nearby temple?
The world is the temple of the gods, don't you think? No, I do not travel from temple to temple, but rather from village to town, town to village. I must return to Mazrea to purchase some more supplies, however. It's the road behind you.
Yeah, we made it safe.
You battled with these monsters, bandits? Was it?
Bandits. And logs, yes.
Logs?
Yeah, the big log.
What was the
These
other thing?
things.
Bandits.
Okay. Instead of nods deeply. As well. Are you injured? Do you need aid?
I'm fine.
I think we took care of that.
I do still have some salves and potions. I would be willing to trade them for a pittance for those that walk in the light of the gods.
Oh. Well, I do walk in the light of our mother goddess.
Gives you a little look on the speak of Gaecilia. Give me an insight check. His face sort of... He goes a little more stoic.
Interesting. Okay.
He hates that god.
Please, 25.
Fake ass bitch!
You get the impression that he's very clearly of the constellation, and Gaecilia is not of the constellation. So it's effectively like, a rabbi has approached you in the road, and you've gone, yes, Allah is great. It's that sort of thing, and he's just sort of nods and You were raised in a religion of the aspects of the moons, were you?
Well, yes, a temple took me in, and so...
I could see your gratitude.
Is there an issue with that?
No.
Your facial expressions say otherwise.
I do like to try and bring those I approach on the road into the be led by the constellation. I wouldn't tell you that your worship is inappropriate or incorrect. Of course. Gaecilia will appear bright in the sky this very night, but I just part of my work is to raise interest in the temples, and as you clearly won't be donating to the temples of the constellation anytime soon, perhaps the long-term topics of words. But there are 5 of you. He sort of looks across at Toothy and head to the side, and he's aware that the chance that you worship the constellation is pretty slim.
Oh, me?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Look, the whole bit too organized for me. Back where we do it, it's a bit, you know, the shamans have their ways, and I think
You're
I think
from
I'm more.
the savage.
Yeah. How could you tell?
He smiles very forced. Your mane. He can't think of anything less offensive to say, so he just tells you your mane is a little wild.
Oh yeah. Suppose it might need a bit of a lick.
Yes. You come from the east, and he gestures towards you, Boxer. You would know that the east is where kobolds are enslaved. And you have come from the south.
Yeah, I stay very quiet during this, and will hide behind the taller folk.
He sort of just tilts his head at this point towards Velzekas and Pietro. He doesn't even say anything.
Oh, I'm giving him the eye.
You know the path of the constellation?
Does it look like I follow the path of the consolation?
He shakes his head.
I suppose it's of some interest that the constellation is not fixed, as it were, over all time, and that if the legends, not so far back into legend, but rumors perhaps are true that that eye in the night sky has not always been there.
True, our most recent member of the constellation is about a couple of 100 years of age. Correct.
Well, then I suppose the constellation deserves respect for recognizing that others may be worthy of joining.
I do hope that no world-ending events come upon us that require such advice indeed, but yes, I certainly an open-minded one. I have some healing salves and some poultices if you are interested. He will offer you a literally, I think it's called healing salve. Trying to bring it, but I think that is allowed. So I'm pretty sure it's called healing salve. It is to do with when you heal with a hit.
Yeah, I've got some.
And he will also offer you some lesser potions.
I mean, I'd be interested in the lesser potions of healing, but Pietro is broke, so he will not say anything.
Okay. So the potion of healing lesser are worth 4 silver pieces each. Yes, 4 silver pieces each. And healing salve is about 6 coppers.
I got 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I think most of you have very little. Because
Does Pietro make it known that he would be interested in the?
No, I think that he's a little embarrassed to admit to these strangers that he has like no funds right now. So he sort of just like pass off as if he doesn't need it.
Okay, because Rhea doesn't like this guy, so she's not talking to him anymore.
He sort of nods, and you'll find bandits ahead of you as well as behind, though these seem already chastened. I felt ensure that none would die. Hope they don't return to their fighting ways.
Likewise. I don't imagine they'll bother you much down the road to Vasra.
Appreciate it. Well, good eve, and enjoy your walk beneath the stars. The gods are with us. And... With that, he's going to head in his merry way.
And with you.
You guys can continue on for about an hour or two until it's getting pretty dark. Close to continue onwards.
Vilzek is you know of a Sebastian.
Yes, well, the evidence of the sky itself is hard to ignore, but I heard a bit more of supposed origins of that part of the constellation in my travels around Bardania.
Yes, so you know. I believe it to be true. He was once a hero who hailed from Baldania.
Huh? There was a star that was like a person.
This is what they say.
One who has ascended to godhood.
Does ascending to godhood mean you become a star?
In the constellation, you would know that it does. More specifically,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a selection of stars that create a certain...
Oh yeah, I think one of the shamans told me once upon a,
So the
One would
constellation-
assume, one would assume that one would have to be a star already, at least metaphorically speaking.
So is the
What does that mean?
constellation basically anyone can ascend to godhood?
Well, I'm not sure anyone, but given the circumstance, certainly seems possible.
Velsekis and Etro, give me a history check.
At 10.
2.
Yeah, Pietro, with a 10, you heard something about it requiring, in the legends, that Bastion seized power from elsewhere as well. He didn't just take a step up into the stars. You can remember something briefly about that. And you know there was some sacrifice involved as well.
The journey to godhood is not so simple, you see, my dear Raywin. But who knows, perhaps Vilzekis will make it one day, there one day.
Oh, is that
Character goal unlocked. Level 1, I will be God. But as you guys,
Smugness initiated.
you guys make camp for the evening, I believe this is our first time visiting camp.
Oh wait, it's so
So
cute.
if you
It's
want to put
moving.
yourselves on the
I sure will.
to where you'll be. I believe,
how does
was it which campaign, Josh, did you repetitively cut down trees and turn them into hammocks? Was that
Whoa,
Baldania?
Baldania with Sebastian,
Yes,
yeah.
how mean of you.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have
Oh shoot.
a playlist.
As we start setting up camp, I'm
Why
gonna
so big?
I'm gonna stand like in the center of it before the fire is built. And I'm mechanically casting alarm, but I'd like to flavor as like not a spell. I'm more just like an extension of his psionic abilities.
Favorite as you wish.
So like he stands in the center of the encampment, and he closes his eyes and he breathes very steadily, and then this bubble of white energy like pulsates out of him and keeps growing and growing until it encompasses the entirety of the camp and then fizzles away. And then that's it.
As you see this sort of expansion out, each of you feel a little more secure in this area. Why is Toothy big?
Why am I big?
Because he is.
Large cat.
It's huge.
Wait, how do you grab your? Where do you find your profile?
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
in the book, the third one along, or is it third
On
one
the
along?
top right.
On the
Yeah,
top
yeah,
right, the
journal.
Under characters, you'll find Raywin Alice. You should just be able to
You
drag
just
her.
grab her name and drag her.
Oh, okay. I follow
Perfect.
now.
Marvelous. Over here somewhere.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Are you cooking?
Sure. I don't really have anything but spices, though. That's the only thing.
Oh, well, I assume that you left with some basic supplies, and I think you've got a pot. Is that right?
I do have a pot.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
because I have now placed said pot upon the fire, so we really didn't have it.
Ooh.
I assume that you would have picked up some basic dried meats, some simple vegetables, trail food, trail rations, etc. Alternatively, though, it is only sort of 8-9 p.m. Some of you could try and hunt for some meat if you prefer.
It's up to you with how fresh you want your meat. I mean, it's gonna be a stew.
Rodrigo.
Looking at the guy with teeth and claws.
Yeah, I could go for a hunt. I
Yeah,
don't
mean,
like it,
Do
but
you want to hunt for this evening, or do you want to hunt for tomorrow morning? At the end of your watch.
Good idea.
yeah, I could do that. I could hunt
So
for
I
the
suppose
morning.
what that would mean is that some of the meat gets hung up for smoking overnight or rations on the road, and some of it could be used the following morning for a hearty breakfast. Would anybody like to join Toothy?
Can I come with you?
Yeah, of course you can, mate.
If any bandits come into the camp, I'll know. By the way.
Oh, is that what that was?
We've gone very quiet.
Yeah, it's a.
I said you've gone very quiet, Jay, with whatever you just said.
Oh, I heard
Oh, my bad.
All right. What did you
I
say?
I asked if that was what he cast like earlier.
Hmm.
you. Is that what you did? Yeah.
I started doing it when I was traveling to the city.
Oh.
And if it came in handy, then nothing happened. But there's bandits around here, so.
Sorry, I've just noticed. I didn't give you 20 experience points for knowing the log.
Ooh.
I'll go ahead and take
For-
say 20 experience. points.
Removing the log.
Well,
Hey.
more for making. I put 20 XP for making peace between the halfling and the gnome. I'm not sure that's quite what you achieved, but they didn't kill each other, so I suppose why not? For getting the gnome to cooperate with the halfling. The experience was growing. Toothy and Boxer, as you head on out on the hunt. I'll take a D100 from each of you, please.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I will be right back.
I got a 19.
On a D100.
Yeah.
Clarify. Okay, cool.
Got a 55.
Fantastic. Boxo, as you are travelling about, you spot a bird on the wing that looks a little heavy in the sky, pleasant of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And Toothy, you spot a small, I don't know what you call a collection of rabbits. Full collection of rabbits. Further on the hill, four of them on the hill, sort of separated away from the brush. Obviously, at the moment, all of those mentioned.
It's
things
called
are
a colony, a nest, a drove, a bevy, a bury, a trip, a
bevy.
trace.
Yes, you find a small bevy of rabbits upon the road. Yes, at the moment, all of those creatures are still alive. Are you going to attempt to undo any of them?
Oh, a baby rabbit is called a kit.
Aw.
No
That's
kids,
very
just
cute.
4 adult rabbits. In fact, one maybe a hare. You're not sure. They're quite
All right,
big.
mate. What have you got? What have you got? We need to take him range because we can't chase a rabbit.
Well, I can like deal some range damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
I can
cool.
like manifest my blade into people's bodies.
Holy shit. Excuse me.
It's just because I don't like the idea of throwing it, so
I just like
that's
how
my
dramatic
that's my
the response
change.
was.
Yes. Yeah, do that. I've got some javelins. So, let's
Roll
hope I
attack
hit
roll
one.
each. This. Both
You
with
know, we
advantage
could
or
go for
unseen.
that fat bird up there instead. It might be
You
easier.
can definitely also go for the fat bird in the sky. This is two
Oh, okay.
separate things. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So going for the rabbits, one attack roll each with advantage. You are unseen at this moment.
That is a 14 for me.
That is a 23 from me.
Okay. You'll manifest your sort of lighter blade. Is that right? Is that a way of saying it?
Sure.
Out. But it's sort of just above the rabbit. You don't quite manage to get it perfectly on. The rabbit sort of scurries off, but as it scurries off into the ground immediately by the blade of a javelin, the javelin sort of quivers lightly in the earth as it pins the rabbit, clearly dead rabbit, into the ground. The others flee before anything.
Sorry, I've not done this before.
Hey, that's all right, mate. That's all right. We're lucky
So
that
you
I
may
made
well
it.
have done it, but not at this range. I think that's what really have given you a good roll. Is it at disadvantage? I'll be on 20 feet, I think.
It's 20 bracket 60, yeah.
Exactly. Whereas, is this javelin's 39 feet?
30. 30, 120.
30, 120. Who's throwing a javelin 120 feet? Well, maybe
Me.
actually. No,
We'll find out.
Right.
The Olympians probably can. Yeah. So, as you head over, there is a dead rabbit pinned beneath your javelin. Grab that. One fairly large rabbit. And then, also, you may point out the pheasant. Seems to be flying between two specific trees, and then sort of waits in the tree for 3 or 4 minutes, and then the other tree.
Yeah, I'd like to try and manifest my blade like underneath it, and then when I roll to hit, like stabs upwards.
Okay. Are you gonna wait till it comes out the tree and wait by one of the trees? Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could I throw Boxo? No, I'm just joking.
Can the two of you give me a stealth check, please? To attempt to get close to the tree
sure.
without disturbing the pheasant.
I just wanted to say I quickly looked up the Olympic javelin record, and it's over 300 feet. So 120 feet doesn't sound so
Wow.
so crazy. To be
Sounds
honest, yeah.
stupid.
It is fucking ridiculous,
Yeah.
though. Like how
Yeah.
the fuck does somebody throw? Anyway,
That's amazing.
Yes, I
I
think
got
the
an 18
javelins
on
in
that.
D&D probably aren't quite those plexiglass.
Like as air, yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
slim little things. I think it's more like a, but yeah. Stealth check from Toothy is,
18.
and from Boxo is.
23.
Between the two of you, move very quietly. And then a perception check from Toothy, please, and an attack roll with advantage from.
That is 25.
That is a 16 from me.
16. Okay, yeah. So with a 16, you're able to point it out at the moment it's about to move. And what that means is that the armor class is very low at this point because it's right out in the open. And so the blade sort of manifests just below it, and then just as it reaches its full stretch, give me a dex save, Boxo.
Oh no. It's gonna give me
trying to
brain
dodge
injury.
pheasant to the forehead.
I got a 15.
Yeah, 15's great. You step out the way, this pheasant
I just leap out the way.
And Toothy, would you like to try and catch it, or would you like to let it hit the ground and then get up from there?
I'll give it a go at catching it.
Okay, time to Google how heavy is a pheasant.
Oh, it can't be that heavy.
Birds weigh like nothing.
Yeah, like
pretty heavy,
2
man.
kilograms.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, like 5 pounder.
Yeah, then catching that from a 30-foot drop is going to be.
Well, it's true.
As you try and gather it in, you may either give me a dex save or an athletics check.
Well, my 0 dex or my.
I didn't know if
Plus
you had
4
proficiency in one
strength.
and not the other, right? So,
Yeah.
You're going for the athletics, are you?
Going for the athletics.
So instead of you sort of reaching your hands out and trying like catch it, this is more sort of like you just stand beneath it with your arms and just
Yeah. I only got a 9.
Yeah, you didn't tuck your elbows properly, and it hits your arms
Yeah.
and just goes straight between your elbows. But you're cushioned, it's full. You're left with sort of feathers in your arms and a pheasant at your feet. Yeah, with a large pheasant and a rabbit, you can return back to camp, guys.
Beautiful.
Nice.
We got something.
The rest of you sit around
Awesome.
smelling those sort of new spices and herbs and vegetables as they go into the stew pot. You see Toothy and Boxo walking into camp holding a rabbit and a pheasant.
Well done.
So did fantastic.
I've
I had
excused
a-
you all, by the way. Sorry.
I had a good
You didn't have to
teacher.
do anything.
Sat back and looked pretty.
What have you got there, Boxo?
We got a rabbit and a pheasant. I think this is.
A hearty meal.
Was that your first time hunting?
I actually think Toothy has done it a lot before.
Yeah, but
Oh.
everything comes in practice, mate.
She wasn't gonna
Ev-
say like, "Oh, we know Toothy's done this before."
Yeah, Boxer's trying to divert the attention on him.
How about this? I'll help you out with a little bit more about hunting and stuff like that. You maybe try to teach me a little bit of that magic stuff. I'd always love to learn.
I don't think it's something I can teach. It was just something I was born with. I don't even
You can
think
only
it's
try.
actual magic. I think,
it's
it's just
something.
energy.
Where does magic come from? What's magic? Belzecus?
Poof. Sparks. That's some magic.
Typical sorcerer.
Just as you're settling into, dinner's almost done, you guys are getting ready to set up camp, a man sort of pulls over and... Excuse me! Excuse me. Oh. You've seen a horse.
Oh, what does the horse look like?
Why, big brown patch over its chest. I bought it. That's right.
You're a
Mind
long
if
way
I-
from Mazrea, my friend.
Do you mind if I sit? Shah, by the way. Horse
Can we get
bolted.
I don't
He's
mean to be that person that's
dripping
like,
in sweat. He's got
Goodness.
this huge pack on his back. He's holding a saddlebag in his hand. That like looks really heavy. He just sort of dunks it down. Go ahead and give me an insight check. Or a medicine
be
check,
that-
your choice.
oh, okay, medicine. Oh, that was terrible. 9.
9? Yeah, he's been running a long time. Whether that is 6 miles or 6 seconds, you don't know. But he looks tired.
I'm just gonna immediately go over and I'm convinced. Like I'll go over and give him some water.
Yeah, he sort of sits down heavily, and when you hold out a water skin, he sort of, oh, thank you. He sort of, like holds it up above his head and just empties as much, like half of it out, and then you can see he wants more, but he sort of stops and sends it back to you. Horse has still got my water. Just my saddlebag fell off. I didn't secure it properly on the left side. Oh, I wish it was the other one. My food and drinks on the horse. All I've got is this. And he just dunks his saddleback down and I drink perfume.
Yeah, I imagine so. What's perfume?
Scents for like the rich and posh.
Yeah,
I
that's...
was taking it to a count whose name I can't remember. Bear with a second. Let's all go to the map together on this journey. Where is he taking it? He's taking it to the place on the river, whose name I cannot remember.
Amricus?
I don't know. Won't load for me. It's just blurry as hell. Nisai is not blurry, and everything else is blurry.
Taking
It's here.
Tamricus.
Tamricus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm taking it to Tamricus for it to be shipped down to capital. But my horse died recently. We were good companions. Each other a long time. Oh, a horse is a merchant's best friend, but purchased a new one. And bastards just ran. Fix this saddlebag back on it. You haven't seen a horse. Oh.
Unfortunately not, my friend.
Can we look around the perimeter of our camp to
There is
see
no
if
horse.
there's no okay.
The hunters didn't see one either. Nothing. Shit. Look, it's not that safe on the road. Is there any chance I could make my camp within the perimeters of yours? Yeah. I like my tent, but I can make a lean-to. Just really do with the rest somewhere safe. You look like mighty warriors.
We've really got to stop leaving extra places to sit everywhere we go.
Oh, forgive me. Has somebody else troubled you already? I don't want to, if that's the case. I don't want to be a burden.
No.
No.
Allow us to convene. Even we may.
Osha, by the way, I don't have any,
Yes, you mentioned.
don't have anything to
Yeah.
do with the camp.
Hosha, I'm toothy and I'm gonna advocate for you, don't worry.
Pleasure. And I don't have anything specific to add to your lovely meal or anything, but I do have a little bit of natural magic about me that I might be able to lend to the aid of the camp.
That's
Like
so.
that, he walks to the edge of the perimeter. Oh, give me, somebody has already placed a magical alarm upon the camp.
Yeah, I wasn't told about this guy.
Really apologetic. I really do have nothing to offer. Yes, it's perhaps. He looks over.
A
to
moment
you,
of our
Rhea,
time, if we may.
He looks over to you, Rhea, when he reaches into his pouch and he hands you a small, delicate bottle made of wood, carved out in the shape of a sort of crouching bird.
Oh.
This is the height of fashion in Mazrea.
Well, what is it?
We call this one Autumn's Kiss. Gentle smell.
Oh my! Wait, she's gonna try it immediately. What does it smell like?
It does smell a little like sort of cedar wood, with sort of a very floral smell coming in on top of it. It's a very foresty smell.
Oh, she's so in love with it. She's like, he can stay. Can he please stay? she's like twirling around. And then she's gonna hand it over to Boxo so he can sniff it and see if he likes it.
I'll dab it on my wrist.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I think the smell sort of wafts across the campfire. It's not something you'd want to eat, but it's lovely. It's not that different, to be fair, to the lovely fresh night air in the forest that you were just walking through. But it's just got that sort of floral note going on. Definitely for a ball.
I'm advocating for him. I'll be right back.
Well, if you want to hold for literally 30 seconds, is
yeah.
anybody against him sticking around?
Pietro would only request that he make up camp outside the alarm circle.
That's
what he was gonna
He can
do.
do his own alarm, right? So he will produce
Yeah.
his own alarm. It's sort of adjacent to yours to really extend the.
And then I'll look over at Boxo, and then I'll be like,
I see.
Yeah, during the huddle, I would apologize to everyone that maybe my power's waning because it's been a long day, but I didn't know he was coming.
Well, he waved from
didn't-
outside
he
the
didn't
alarm
enter,
spell,
yeah.
so I
He didn't
assumed
enter,
that
yeah.
you allowed him to enter. Apologies.
Well,
Oh,
alarm
okay.
is
Sorry,
pretty
I must
small.
have missed that then. Sorry, I must have missed that.
Alarm spell is, yeah, as Joe just said, alarm spell is pretty small, so you
Yeah.
can pretty much walk up
Mhm.
and wave. I'll
Sure,
check
sure.
it on the
Like, I just don't trust him enough to like allow him within the alarm circle and be part of like, you know, the allowed people. Like, he can set up camp over there.
That's the size of alarm, Josh.
Okay.
It's a lot smaller than you thought.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's a lot more impressive when I'm traveling by myself.
because it can be ritually cast. I'm not sure you can't cast it ritually, can you? Can you cast
I
it ritually?
just cast it at will.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's assumed. Can you only have one up at once?
I mean, I don't think it
Can you
says.
For the record, Valzakis is fine with him staying because he doesn't really see that much distinction between this stranger and all of you strangers.
Aw, how sweet.
Yeah, so it's choose a door, a window, or an area within range that is no longer. So it's assumed that you can like cast multiple of these to sort of stitch them together.
Oh, great! Then yeah, can we have this like way bigger then?
You can maybe.
Does
stretch
he
it
only
like
get
this
one a
way.
day or something?
No, he doesn't because he can ritual cast it. It's going to take him quite a long time. It's part of his feat. Is it the Wildborn feat?
No, it's survivalist.
Survivalist, sorry, yes. Wildborn was one.
Just
Oh no, actually, to be fair, it is just once per long rest.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
So back
sorry.
to the
feel free to protect us. I'm not trying to stop you from keeping us alive.
back to this one.
Yep,
if
sorry.
a wizard could ritual cast it, they could. I wouldn't mind them spending 10 minutes over and over again to stretch it out. But Max
Maybe
the
I'll learn
wizard.
it one day.
So yeah, you just sort of put it around the general camp, sort of immediate area. But yeah, I mean, he will sort of set his up a little sort of over there. And move a tree. Back you go. And yeah, as the two of you, as the group of you settle down for the evening in camp, he'll just make polite conversation. But that is where we will take a short break.
Cool.
Hello, and welcome back to the second half of the road well travelled. The road is well travelled by many people, including Poshar, whose horse went missing. Are we keeping a watch, or are we just assuming the alarm spell will keep us safe and all sleep at the same time, or what's going on?
That's a good question, actually.
Suppose we should establish an order then, shouldn't we?
There's 5 of you,
Right.
and there's technically... You only need a 6-hour nap, right? Does anybody need less than 6 hours? Is anybody some sort of dirty elf or something?
No.
A rule scammer?
Fortunately not, yeah, no.
Now I wish
We
I
all
was.
we all need that full 6-hour rest.
I'm not very maths. Does that mean that over the course of the night we need 4 separate 2-hour rests? Is that 2-hour watches? Is that right? Or did we do 3 separate 2-hour watches? Because it's only the 6 hours, right, that you actually need to sleep. Or does everybody need 6 hours sleep within an 8-hour slot? I don't know what the rules.
I don't know what the rules are on that one.
Great. Okay. Cool. Is there anybody who would not keep a watch? Is there one person that you might allocate to not keep a watch? Is there any character that would refuse to keep a watch? Elzerkis. No.
No.
In that case, does anybody not have dark vision? That's probably my next line down.
Now that is me.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's me.
I have dark vision.
How do you... Hold on.
So on your character sheet, you either have it or you don't. Or by senses. Boxo has dark vision.
Yep,
Pietro
60
has
foot.
dark vision.
60 foot?
I know Velzekis doesn't.
Right, now I just have torches,
Ethan
candles, and
Core definitely
prestidigitation.
has,
do I?
Cat. Yeah, you're a cat.
Yeah, but that's not. I know.
I don't think
I know.
Tabaxi do.
They do, 100%. 60
It's
feet,
listed.
right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they do.
So yeah, you don't, Raywin. So neither
Yeah.
Raywin nor Veldekis, but unlike Raywin, do you have a way of magically manifesting some sort of light
I do,
Oh yeah.
as opposed to a
Um,
bonfire?
Yeah, I got. Oh well, I got create bonfire.
Yes, that's what I thought. That is I mean, technically, it makes light, and does it? But you can actually, it actually has heat, right? And you can cook stuff on it, and it ignites flammable objects.
And hurt people.
Yeah. So
I also
Not a
have
great
celestial burst, but I don't
also
think...
not a great way to put out the light. Whereas Velzekis, you have you don't, do you? You've just got prestidigitation and torches.
Yeah, and candles,
Okay.
which are less good than torches, but
Shall we assume that Freywin would definitely take a watch because you would take the morning watch and cook breakfast, right?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Cool, great. Other than that, you guys can kind of just flex the first 3 watches.
Well, I could always do the watch with Raywin, and then I can watch out for.
Freywin cooks.
Yeah.
Like that.
well, I mean, presumably we'll have the actual fire being a fire most of the night if we have people up.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep it warm. and stuff.
So, Velzekis, is there anybody particularly you'd pair up with? Is it 4 watches or 3? It's 4, right? Okay, so we'll say that perhaps Velzekis
We could do
takes
like
the first
we
one,
could
and
do
then-
like overlapping watches. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you can. I think you have to have 6 hours sleep in 8 hours. I know, it's very confusing. You guys keep a watch overnight. That's great. I don't know. Over the next week, devise an order. Or change it every time. Whatever. But either way, at about 3 o'clock in the morning, middle of the night. Boxo, does your alarm go off in your head or does it go off out loud?
It goes off in my head.
Great. Boxo, you're immediately awoken. And Pietro is your keeping watch. You see a horse, white, a big brown splotch across its chest. Mosey on into camp. Start snuffing around.
I bolt up. Pietro, do you see what I'm seeing?
Pietro is standing 8 foot from the horse.
Yeah. I'll hold my hand out and I'll sort of like be like, shh.
The horse begins to move over towards the edge of the campfire where so there's a covered stew on the rock on the side. I think it's that pot just there by Boxer. Knows about. But you will note,
so
Pietro, it has no reins, no saddle, no saddlebags.
I will sort of address the horse very gently. You hungry, eh, fella?
Moves up
Hold
towards
on.
you and digs his nose sort of into your chest.
Yeah, well, hold on. I'll get you some food. And I'll sort of motion for Boxo to come over, and simultaneously I'll sort of reach to find any sort of like the dried goods that we have, maybe to just offer.
We've
him.
probably got an apple, right? Probably your
Sure.
best bet,
Yeah. I'll creep over. You can talk to animals.
No, he's a hungry horse. I just offer him food. Go wake up the merchant. What's his name? Garfesh, Gurtosh. I don't know.
Hosha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll creep on over.
When I next need an NPC naming, Rico, I'll grab you. There were real or 4 different names that aren't the right one.
Yeah, I'll creep on over and I'll just
You set up his
put
alarm.
like
as soon as you
yeah,
do.
I'll put one foot into his
He
alarm.
sits up immediately, looks over, and everything all right.
Is that your horse?
It is. He sort of leaps up in his night clothes and runs over and puts his arms around the horse and
Oh,
I can't believe you. Oh, thank goodness you're back. Shit. And then he
as-
realizes there's no saddle, no saddlebags, his tent, his food, his drink, his coin, like everything that he had on the
Oh,
horse
was he
is
just like
gone.
laid on a log?
No, yeah, he was literally he made
Oh,
the
damn.
room to. He doesn't have anything at this point apart from his perfumes to sell, which is the one.
Well, there goes
saddlebag.
me snooping round.
Oh, Sharwin.
You can sneak around in this tree if you want.
Yeah.
It moves again. Get back tree. Why is it not in the map level? That's so stupid.
Yeah, I'll go back.
When's the last time you fed your horse?
Yeah, well, we were shortly before it bolted. A little after the midday.
Okay.
Why did it run away?
No. I've pretty good with horses over the years, but this one was a little fractious even when I first met it, bought it. Those things. Securing the saddlebag. Maybe I bought him in the cinch or something, I'm not sure. Oh, good fellow, good fellow.
You're welcome.
I'm already in your debt. Have a rope?
Oh, do we?
A coin. Yes.
I don't have rope.
I'm not awake, am I? Did we get woken up?
I think all of you will be awake at this point.
Okay.
Here, mate, I got a rope.
He sort of reaches into his coin pouch and pulls out a silver piece and hands it to you. The only way I'll be able to lead him.
I know.
You can ride him a bareback.
I know. I've got a saddle pack to carry as well, so I'll secure the saddle pack on and I won't ride, I'll walk him. Yes, we're going back to Mazrea.
Are you going to be safe traveling like that?
Oh no! I didn't see the saddle or the bags or anything.
At least wait until the morning.
Do we know what direction the horse came from?
Yeah, the sort of further down the road from you.
Somewhere over there.
Your stuff might be down there.
But it caught in a tree or something. Those are some big trees. He ties him up sort of to one of the trees near you, and he looks very gratefully to Pietro. Thank you for some food. Goodness me, I've never felt more like a beggar. Here, you must take this. And he presses another 3 silver pieces into your hand.
You're very welcome.
The fact that he can afford to give
Stuff
away
them in
4
my
silver
pocket.
pieces tells you that he's a pretty wealthy merchant, and he's just in
Yeah.
dire straits right now. Oh, I don't even know how to hunt. Oh, I'm so ill prepared. So sorry for disturbing your sleep. And he sort of makes
That's
himself
alright.
into sort of in range of the horse. But you can see he's not really going to sleep for the rest.
Stay till breakfast. We will dine together and then you may go.
You head west.
Yes.
Wow. Sorry, I was nodding. I was nodding straight. Yeah.
Perhaps for only a short while we might follow you. The saddlebags up here. Then.
Is there
That's
a
a
town in the direction that we're going?
Quite a
or
long
anything?
way away, but yes.
Okay.
So you're not going to the town. Let's put you on the Gallania map. Do we have a body token? Can I make one of those? I think. Oh, fuck it. We don't even have some random additional. Let me
There we go.
Where are we?
fantastic. Nowhere near there.
We're up here.
You are.
Almost there.
How am I trying? Sort of.
I'm trying to see the dragon.
In
Yeah, I'm
here. Town is.
We've barely left.
Yeah. Well, but exactly. So it's a world map. I haven't got a more local map.
No. Yeah, I get it.
But if I can.
Same, I thought it's like, oh, we moved 8 feet.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, the town's so far away. It's there.
yeah. You like the backwards?
Well,
It's like right behind us.
Oh, okay.
No, that's.
Up.
Oh no! I went the wrong way. Now 100 miles.
Come here.
Oh, for goodness sake! Why is this not working? Changes are drastic.
Where are we going to?
So you're going to sort of here and up the road, and then off in this direction.
Okay.
up the hill. We will get the measurement right in a second. I think this is my final guess.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, here we go.
There's
So you moved about
proportionally
14
like-
miles down the road. The next town is another sort of 20 miles down the road. Where you're finally going is about a 70-mile journey.
I was like, are we going beyond Tamarcast? I was like, that's going to take us a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on foot, any journey like this would take quite a long time. You would normally travel with a merchant wagon, etc., if you're going very far, but because you're going up into the hills, taking the merchant wagon made no sense. Also, he'll sort of look at you and suggest that maybe you walk together in the morning, and then you guys can go to bed, get up in the morning, and you will see that he has collected sort of berries, a few bits of other forage, some mushrooms, etc., and he's just placed them out next to the cooking pot. And I don't know if that's any good or edible, in fact, but something at least, right?
What again?
Sorry?
What did he lay out again?
So there's some berries, some mushrooms, some other like thick stalk-like plants. He has no idea if any of it's edible. It's just forage. He's gone and foraged anything that didn't sting his hands, and he's hoping that you guys know whether it's food or not.
Does any of
The
it
mushrooms
look
are
poison?
very edible. The berries are totally not. They are bird food, nothing else. They will be completely useless to you. But the thick root-like vegetables he's got are wild sage root, which most of you would immediately know is completely useless for eating, but can make healing potions. So you can at least sell that on somewhere else. Worst comes to the worst, you can rub wild sage root into wounds as like a bare minimum. And if rubbed into a wound for a minute, it gives 1 hit point of healing. You can't keep doing it, so it's not much use. It's just 1 hit point, but you can at least use it in emergency to try and close the wound of a dying. And Ephedra leaf is, wild sage root is on the D&D Beyond if somebody wants to add an instance of it to their inventory or just stick it in the group loot or something. It's useful but inedible. But those mushrooms look nice and might help with breakfast with the rabbit that you've got already. What are you doing with rabbit, pheasant, and mushrooms?
It's a great question.
I can almost palpably feel Joe going, haha, it's not me.
Ooh, what about a rabbit mushroom skewer?
Ooh, like kebab?
Yeah.
And we're going to dry the whole pheasant, are we? Or maybe take some of it for lunch.
It's the Breath of the Wild method. You just list the ingredients and then put skewer or stew after it.
Exactly, yeah. You just throw everything in the pot and hope that something happens.
Yeah, in a big handful.
You have
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
That'll be a part of your cooking kit. Yeah, great. Give me a cooking check.
Oh god. How do I do a cooking check?
I think it should be in your skills. No?
Really?
Rabbit
Not yet?
stew
Okay, let me
and
do that.
pheasant
Skill. Let me do that.
mushroom skewers.
If I had stuff for like a pie, it could be like a pot pie kind of thing, but
That's a lot of prep, though.
Yeah.
Prep.
Man, pot pie.
Okay, if you refresh your character sheet, you will have a cooking skill in your skills at the bottom below survival.
Ooh, fancy.
Does anybody else have a skill that they use like that I haven't?
I think I made my own thieves' tool one.
You have expertise in thieves' tools?
I do.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, I have.
tasty breakfast. 20.
20, you may all take 6 additional max hit points, which is huge at level 1. Excellent rolling. Joe, you were saying, sorry?
I mean, I have thieves and jewelers tools, but I don't know how often they'll need to be used. We'll see.
Yeah, for now.
You don't need to make it right now in the
I
middle
don't
of the
think
session.
you're going to advance in thieves' tools, so that can just be a dex check with proficiency.
Yeah.
I will make the jeweler's tools after session.
Oh, yeah.
Plan on making a bracelet in the next 30 seconds.
Do we also
didn't
then have a
realize
long
that.
rest?
I know, I noticed.
Yeah, you may click the long rest button and then add the 6 max HP. Jack, did you also have a craft too, right?
I do. I don't know. Hold on.
Carvers
I
or
have
carpenters or-
wood carvers and leather workers. I just didn't know whether I was gonna use them. So.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll leave them there.
Yeah.
I probably won't give you one until you start using it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I know that Joe
I
will
don't
at some
think-
point use. We'll add that in.
Oh, Mason's tools for me.
Did I not already give you those?
No.
Would have been.
Quite all right.
Rico, do you know what? I really do think I have given you Mason's tools, just not on that character. So I'll have to go and have a look and find out where I spontaneously put it during our conversation. Probably on someone's character in another campaign.
Not important. It's definitely not important right now.
Cool. So yeah, 6 increase to max, done by the max HP modifier on your character sheets. And he will. I'm assuming you give him some bread. Hosha.
Nah. Yeah, we will.
He looks at you and this is amazing. It's amazing. You cook yourself like this every day on the road?
We have time.
So far.
So far.
I need to
First
hire
day.
myself an adventurer companion. I normally just have dried rations and dried fruit, dried meat, you know, maybe a hunk of bread on the first day. Oh,
Oh god.
Do you
if I-
normally go on adventures?
no, I need to hire an adventuring companion to travel with me when I merchant. He makes the same trip 6 times a year. He goes from Mazrea to Tamrakas and back, basically. That's his journey.
And you don't have anyone to protect you on your way?
Well, sometimes
'Cause
I
we've
join a
encountered
wagon,
bandits.
but like bandits. Oh no. Oh. Well, I'm going back. I didn't see any on the way here. But normally I travel with another wagon or whatever. But my compatriot arrived late on his ship into Mazrea, so late in the seasons, I didn't have anyone to travel with. So, but you know, I've made the trip enough times, and I can defend myself in a fight, but the rest of the traveling seems to have passed me by. He does have a rapier at his hip that does look like quite expensive.
Does it
Yeah.
look like
I'm not
it's ever
doubting
been
your skills.
used?
Yes,
Sorry.
it's a well-weathered hilt. He definitely does seem to know. He also moves with a fairly practiced ease. You'd also know that as a Kalishtar, which he's quite obviously, especially with his purple eyes, he might have some innate magic as well. Certainly he cast an alarm spell, right? So he's not so worried about protecting himself from like other beings. He just isn't good at cooking, can't make a shelter. His horsemanship clearly needs some work. You know, it's the other aspects of traveling that he's not so good at. But after a hearty breakfast, you guys can get on the road.
Are you toothy?
Right.
Were you going to say something?
Nah. All good.
Okay.
I think we're going back to the same piece of art. I don't have it right now. Oh wait, do I have a sunrise? That's a pretty picture that we're never going to use again. Let's put you there.
Hey.
Ooh.
This is the Untamed Lands. I don't know how it snuck into this image, but we'll use it for now. So Josh might recognize some of these things off to the left from our right.
Yeah, don't go up there.
Don't go up there. There's all sorts of trouble. But anyway,
I like the misty morning dew.
yes, exactly. I was just looking for the just imagine that the picture stops here, right? I'll just do this little
Wonderful.
image on the road again. And as you're traveling down the road, making conversation and whatever, it isn't long before you come across sitting despondently at the side of the road 4 or 5 people in leathers that look like they're a bit battered and bruised. The way down the road, and they seem to be arguing amongst themselves as you get close.
Are they armed?
No, quite specifically, you note that although they're wearing, a lot of them are wearing armor, they don't have any weapons at all. Just as you sort of get in range of hearing range, you just hear, "There are people coming! Should get off the road! Nah, just stay where we are. Maybe we can ask him for..." Sounds very unsure of himself. And the other, "Oh, just forget it all. Forget it all. Let him pass. Wish him good luck and carry on."
Hello there. Hello.
And turning towards you is a really ugly-looking, thick-jawed man. Nasty-looking teeth. He's almost a half-orc, but he's not. He's just a really ugly, big human. So turns around to you and, "What do you want?" And then he sort of looks and sees your weapons and tries to say it in a slightly more respectful tone of the second one. Immediately, glancing around, you can see that these are the bandits that the priest talked about yesterday, who seem to have already been chased. And I'll take a perception check from a lot of you, please. And it's very rare I'll ask for a 5-man perception check. But why not in this situation? Pietro's staring at his own feet.
21 for me.
21, 18, 13, 18. Yeah. Velzekis, Toothy, and Boxo, all three of you will lay eyes immediately on a beautiful-looking saddlebag. Saddle, a little sort of the reins, and this big pack that is quite obviously belonging to the horse that is being led behind you. It matches the saddlebag that he had with the perfume. And Hoshar sort of elbows you, Velzekis, which you'll love, I'm sure. It's my stuff.
Yes,
Hey.
I had surmised as much.
That's yours.
Oh, trust our luck. The man sort of walks over and just picks it up. He just hands it to you. Just take it. Just take everything, why don't you? Take it all. Nothing left for us. We ate some of your bread. Your horse just wandered off into our camp early hours of the evening. Is it? You might as well just keep a bit of rein on it.
You couldn't keep a hold of the horse.
Didn't try, to be honest. He looks hungry. We don't have nothing to share. Send it on its way. Yeah, for nothing.
Something's up the way the East does things, because
Yeah, the Emperor
there seems to
died.
be a lot.
That's what happened.
Huh?
Look, and he sort of tosses in front of you a piece of parchment that has sort of faded away, and you see on the front of it, it says, "Your road, your future." And as you pick it up, you notice that Emperor Kiazan was offering that anybody who helped build the road and the houses alongside it could have a house themselves, and was promised payment for protection on the roads. We signed up for that, we did. Our road, our future. Couldn't have been more accurate, could it? Our road, stuck on it, no home. We were trying to make the road our living either way. That's what Damian suggested. Our road, our future anyway. We'd take what we needed. So that fucking orc and his friends came along. Pushed our fucking heads in and took all our stuff. No weapons to look after ourselves. Nothing else. And off in his stupid accent, "I'll be your shield." Fucked off down the road, didn't he?
Oh, we know them.
Right? You want to take a smack? He sort of raises his jaw up and you can see like a big welt where he's been punched in the face. Wasn't for that
Nah.
priest. Fella there would have bled out. You see like a small half-orc, half elf, side of the road. It doesn't look like she's up for much. Just got a gash all across her chest, across her armor. Sword took her out. It'll be your death by the sounds of it.
Wait, is she
Take what you
she's still
need.
alive?
If it weren't for that priest, she wouldn't be. He was just wandering along the road, fixed her up all good. He was a bit preachy. Constellation. Ain't offered us much, has it? There are 5 of them in total. And you can
And
see
sorry,
that they've
she
got
was
no
injured-
food. She was slashed by one of the
By
members
the
of
homie,
Crust.
Yeah.
Svagar.
one of the guys. Yeah.
Well, Krusk and his comrades. You don't know if it was Krusk that
Mavros or
Oh, yeah, true.
Mavalos, Colette,
Mavalos,
Ellis, and Craven. I did actually update your cast list, and I will do this every week, so that you can see that any NPCs you met last week are in that list. I will try and keep that up to date so that when I go, what was the name of that? We can pull it up in the cast list. I'm going to try and keep it up. I probably won't. But anyway, you can tell that they were basically chased by them, and they took not only their weapons, but they've also taken anything they had. They don't have tents, they don't have like camp supplies, they don't have anything. And the guy will tell you, we'd head back to Damian, but frankly, I think he's going to get himself killed. They find him. We didn't tell where he is. But just take what you need and leave us. Might as well.
Wait, who's
Well-
he saying is gonna get himself killed?
All of you. Take yourself. Oh,
Oh no, he's saying
his boss, Damian, is going to get himself killed. Fine, he
Oh.
reckons Draconis Vagar.
this bandit lord that we seem to be hearing about all the time.
It was him that suggested that we turn to banditry. Stupid idea if you ask me, but what else have we got? I've just got simple trade skills, you know?
Well, Pietro will pick up the flyer that he knows all too well, and
Well, I'm not sure you would, if I'm being honest. So he'll sort of say
No?
to you, he'll grump about the fact that because all the skilled tradesmen came from elsewhere to take the jobs in the city, like building up the temple and whatever, all the people who weren't, super skilled got put on this road building exercise, which, it was either those people with the flyers or prisoners being forced to build it at the same time. So he was basically a prisoner who was promised a house at the end of it. So as a skilled tradesman, you may have vaguely heard about it, but obviously you do know of promises not fulfilled.
well, but I'm also aware of the fact that like laborers are obviously required. Like
Yes,
it's not like a stonemason is gonna build a palace. He's gonna direct the laborers as to how to complete the job. But regardless, he'll sort of say, "Familiar with your opposition. But you see, I did not turn to banditry. I recommend you
just like
the
you,
same.
turn to adventuring. Well, do you know what, mate? We went to try and heal the dragon. Went to ask its help. It nearly killed us, blew fire at us, and left us. We tried adventuring. We tried to brought someone's wagon from one place to another, and when we got there, they didn't pay up because their goods didn't come through and had spoiled. So we'd walked all the way for no damn reason. Some other guy was sending us out, said there was a giant troubling a local town. What are we going to do about a giant?
You never gonna
Adventurous.
stop a story.
You off the
Raise your head.
are you? Be bandits soon.
Of course. We'll see about that.
And we'll get
Anyway, and I'll throw the flyer back at him. Heed a nobler cause. Go save a cat from a tree.
You what? Who's paying for that?
You. You are paid in good fortune and karma.
Can't eat good fortune. Can't eat karma.
You could have eaten the horse. If you're not smart enough to eat a giant walking piece of meat that wanders into your cap, you don't deserve to succeed out here.
He doesn't laugh. Ames does. I told you we could have eaten the horse. I didn't want to kill it. Pretty animal. But it's someone's friend. Sure, we stole their stuff, but not steal their livelihood. And you just hear the almost brutish looking guy go, "You are the most useless bandit I have ever met." He's right. We need to find a noble cause. I'll head back to Mazrea. And there's got to be some work for someone. Whatever happens, we're not sticking with Damian's pack.
How many are
There's
there?
5 of them.
I give them 5 rations.
You. Giving to us. Why?
Well, you're in need.
Ain't enough fellas like you on the road. Ain't enough.
The girl who's injured, does it look like she's gonna be able to make it the full way, or does she need like an extra pick?
At the moment, she's sort of got her arm over her wound. You can't tell, but if you want to approach her and find out, you'd need to sort of speak with her.
Yeah, Raywan's gonna go up to her. Hello.
Hi.
How bad is that? The wound you got?
Bad.
Bad.
Not bad. She sort of takes her arms away, and you can see her leather armor is slashed all the way down the side, and she's got a gash from hip to the just under her shoulder. It has been stitched up quite efficiently, and some healing magic has been put on it, but you'd assume she can't walk.
Can I do the diagnose just to see like how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you go to put your hands on her, whoa! What are you doing?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So I
I dabble in healing, and if
Oh,
if you
she takes her hands
allow
away
me,
straight away.
so that way I can at
You're
least.
gonna make it
kind of-
worse.
No, well, hopefully not. Then she's just gonna put her hands on her.
Yeah, and she'll feel like a cold flash go through her as you cast Diagnose. Oh, that makes a difference. That feels weird. And as soon as you do so, you would know that any internal wounds have been healed up. Whoever worked on her, the mendicant priest that you met before, who would have given you his name, by the way. Did I give you the picture? I think it has his name attached to it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would know that he's done everything that a priest on the road can, and what it needs now is time and rest. No magic can speed up this sort of healing.
Okay.
But you would know that it wouldn't be that difficult to fashion a stretcher for her out of sort of a couple of cloaks and a couple of the logs from the local trees. Yeah, let's call them local trees. The surrounding trees is what I was looking for. Nearby, that's the word I was looking for. Nearby trees.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. Raywin's gonna take off the cloak that she's wearing and then try to get to work on fashioning something like that. Then.
Immediately seeing what you're doing, a couple of the bandits will come and join you and help chop down the trees. And you can see these are laborers who have some skills. Immediately, even without axes, without proper tools, they're breaking things in the right places. One of them's using like a little belt knife to get rid of some of the sharper bits of the wood. They're not incompetent people. They're just people in a hard spot. The sort of sister, Elosa. Good people.
She just needs rest, and
No rest here.
Okay.
Gotta get it to Mazrea.
You guys are gonna hate me by the end of this. She's gonna hand. How many did you say there were? 5 of them.
5.
Oh god. How much?
I already gave him rations.
You gave him
He's
rations.
gonna try and hand them coin.
Yeah.
He'll immediately put his hand up. Look, I mean to be rude, but coin don't get anyone anyway. Coin don't secure you anything for the future. You can keep your coin, but have any of you got any spare weapons? Defend ourselves. That would make so much more difference, just in case, right now, can't protect her from nothing. And I believe in your group loot tracker, you should have a couple of spare weapons that you got from the last bandits.
Yeah, we do.
A couple of scimitars. I promise we won't put it to troubling travelers. Promise.
Do we
Well,
believe
they
this
promised.
Give me an insight check, please.
15.
Yeah, you get the impression that they didn't really want to bandit much in the first place. I mean, you even heard her say she wouldn't kill the horse because it was someone's livelihood, right? They took the food, but they left, but they hadn't touched anything else in the saddlebags. They got beaten up by the first group that came across them. They really are very shit bandits. They seem like they have their heart in the right place.
Pietro will look to the group. What do you think?
I think they deserve a second chance, if anything.
Any
Everyone
objections?
just gets a second chance.
Sorry, Josh, did you say not everybody deserves or everybody deserves?
I said everyone deserves.
Okay, I really couldn't
Fuck
count.
these
Came
guys!
in right at the beginning. Body deserves, and I was like, I really
I
don't know
know,
which
yeah.
one he'd said.
Everyone!
Okay,
Everyone.
good.
Any objections?
I don't know what you were going to do with 2
I'll
scimitars anyway.
I'll throw one of. I was holding one of the light crossbows.
Hmm?
I'll toss it to one of the.
Oh, okay. So we're giving them a light crossbow and 2 scimitars, is that right?
Yeah.
We'll go down to 1 light crossbow and no scimitars.
Right.
I've just changed that. Yeah. And he sort of nods to you and we'll head to Mazrea. We ain't gonna be adventurers. We make rubbish adventurers. There's got to be something worth doing. Maybe we'll try working on a boat or something.
Will you protect this man?
Yeah, of course. I'll sort of
I'll turn to Hoshar.
shake his
Trust
head
him.
and in the wrong way.
Oh, I thought he was going back to Mazrea.
He's
too.
going. Well, now he's got his.
Not now.
Now he's got his.
Oh,
food,
now he's got his
guns,
stuff?
His horse.
Rude.
He's like,
Never mind. Never
well,
mind.
I
Never
will
mind.
hire
I thought he was still
someone.
gonna go back.
He said, unless Is one of you willing to work? A gold piece for somebody who sees me to Tamrakas. The really gruff guy sort of looks and we kind of fell in by mistake. I'll escort you to Tamrakas. Yeah, I'll do that. I can defend you. You can cook as well. Promise. And the guy's like, you can cook? And they just, like, he sort of almost hugs him and the two of them sort of paired up. And with that, you have secured Oshar's future and recovered his saddle packs, and you've given the bandits a purpose, which is 3 lots of 10 XP, so 30 in total.
And I think fixing someone's life deserves a level up. Personally, that's fine.
Well, you think wrong.
We're changing lives here, man.
Yeah, 5 at a time.
Just to check, we're on 115?
Yes.
Slow going.
I believe so.
You're earning XP the hard way here. Doing the little work.
We were mostly just watching these problems.
Well, exactly, right? You're seeing problems solve themselves. You don't really have to do a huge amount. Oh, sorry. You may also take an extra 5 XP for healing. Did you ask her name? You didn't, did you?
Oh, I didn't.
Do you want to know it?
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Lisette, Lisette. I don't have a picture of her. Honestly, I looked for despondent bandits at the side of the road, and I just got Wild West scenes of shot people who'd fallen off horses.
Nah.
This is not what I'm looking for. I gave up in the end. I thought, no, we'll just carry on as we are. But yeah. With that, they will all gratefully look to you. Hoshar will begin riding the road to Tamrakas, but it's not far until you guys are going to turn off the road. And when you go to turn off the road, the big gruff guy sort of, you want to be careful, you do. Eventually, not the small river you'll pass first with the bridge, but the big river. There's a waterfall. Behind the waterfall's a cave. That's where Damian. Now, and he's a tough fella. He's a tough fella, and he's got some strange magics influencing him. You want to watch out. Why burn?
Yeah, how many mates has he got with him?
I think they're a group of 6. Him and his brother, and then 3 or 4 others. But he sends different bandit groups. He might have a group in or not, but it's the strange magic you want to watch out for.
You described these magics.
He's got a skull, green eyes. Only me from that group saw it, and when I first was with Darby and he started talking about banditry, and I thought, nah, that's not for me. I'm not that kind of person. The more he spoke, the more I believed in him. I wanted to follow him, you know.
I do know.
Turn my mind. Watch out. Safe journeys. This Hoshar will turn to you and... I couldn't be more grateful. And a little trip into success. I found myself a road companion who can look and protect. Maybe even knows a bit about making camp. And my horse. Didn't have a name, of course. Do you guys have a team name, a group name? Some sort?
I'll look to the lot of us.
The Unchained. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I like it. He sort of looks and... Nice. That's a good name for a group. Terrible name for a horse. He sort of looks over and... Ma'am, what of you? Would you be offended if I was to name my horse after you?
Oh, no, that would be such an honor, actually. You could actually... There's a nickname that I like.
Winnie for short, right?
Winnie. I like Winnie.
You don't think it'll be confusing when you're talking about what the noises the horses are making?
I don't see what's confusing between Nay and Winnie.
Winnie is also a word for
Yeah,
what horses do.
No, James knows that. He doesn't. Hoshar
James
sort
did not know that.
of, James did know that. It's spelled differently, though. It's got a Y.
Yeah.
He sort of nods and... Rhea Win. Winnie for short. Come on, Winnie. Yeah. That's a horse named after you. He's gonna head on down the road and lead you guys to the open trail. You can make good time. Very good time as you travel almost completely unevented for quite a while until you come across this. Please tell me that's not the same guy, right? Yeah, okay, fantastic. And standing in front of this wagon is a man who's leaping up and down and sort of waving, "Don't come any closer! Don't come any closer!"
What's the matter?
There's a trap! On the floor! Right! Only just pulled the horses out!
What kind of trap?
The pit!
Oh.
And if you want to, at this point, move a little closer, just give me a second. Music I'm looking for. I will put the pit trap on the ground so that... It'll turn up eventually. There's a pit trap here.
Oh.
And it's covered very well in sort of bits of dirt and leaves. And you can see it's sort of he's just pulled the horses out of it. And don't suppose any of you know anything about carpentry, do you?
I know a bit of wood carving, but
It is covered, but this is what you...
Oh,
It's a
okay.
pit trap here. It's very well covered, but you can just see the edge of what looks like to be a sort of a large canopy of cloth laid across it that has been pulled back. I think whoever the bandits are that set this up aren't around, but both my wagon wheels... Wow, I'd love a wagon wheel right there. Both my wagon wheels are broken, front ones, and the axle's shattered. Sorry, did I give you the picture of the merchant?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Fantastic. Brandigar. Oh, I'm not on... I don't... Any of you could help, I'd be ever so grateful. Why are there only 3 of you on the map? Anybody else wants to...
There's a lot of merchants on this road today.
There's a lot
So
of
many
merchants on this road,
merchants.
period.
Yeah.
This is
all the
Merchant
time.
Road.
Well, Mazrea is sort of the richest city in the whole country. And it's also one of the
I
biggest
see,
ports,
so there's a lot of
people head there
traffic.
from all angles. But this guy is headed from an unusual place. He's off the normal trail.
His beard's wild. He's like
Nice.
tentacles.
No, he's got it very oiled up in different ways. He's got a little thicky moustache. He's looking very fancy. But he is
it's like a
off the normal
munchkin from
road.
Munchkin Land.
Hold on.
We are the Lollipop Guild.
Guild.
Yeah, look, mate,
Reel you
I
back
can,
in. Go on, Doopy.
I can try to have a go, but
Oh, would you?
look, yeah,
I
I
know a
mean,
little
look,
about what needs doing. I just don't have the tools.
What kind of a tools you need?
Saw a... Oh, but what that thing that makes things smoother?
I
Oh,
do,
what things?
Fender, a plane.
Oh, no,
I
yeah,
do
sure.
I do have a modern set of tools which I
Woodcarver's
bought.
tools.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I bought
that
carpet.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, carpenter's tools. I can change your wood carving to carpentry if you prefer.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
change it to wood carvers? Because I
Ah, yes. You have
I wanna-
proficiency in carpenter's tools, by the way, on your sheet. No, that's Railwind. Wow, she has proficiency in
Oh.
fucking everything.
I don't know how that happened.
You have proficiency in literally everything. Okay. Cool. I think I got the wrong one. I'll fix that afterwards. But yeah, you can definitely sort of carve down some wood for an axle. And he sort of looks at you and, where are you going anyway?
we're going to deal with the bandit.
Ah. Good luck to you. Dodson looks a little unsure.
As we're helping this guy out, could I take some time to look around the area to see if I can find any bandit tracks?
Yeah. Give me a survival check. Sort of start wandering around little bits of trees and branches and
21.
yeah, eventually you come across what looks like the perfect sort of assault point. A little way up from here is a little ridge, and on that ridge they've set up like sort of almost a camouflaged area. There is one discarded heavy crossbow with 20 bolts, and a single pot that looks like it holds some sort of oil or flammable liquid. You can give me an alchemy check or an straight intelligence check if you want to identify it, or you can just very carefully bring it back to somebody who might recognize it.
A 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely looks like a flammable oil, like a bomb of some sort. It is actually an elemental bomb if you want to add it to the.
Ooh la la. Yeah, I'll bring those. Could I?
Sorry, it might be a fire bomb. Carry on.
You said the area is camouflaged. How is it camouflaged again? Sorry.
So there's like a sort of a large cloth with like paintings of like leaves and things on it. It's very roughly done.
Perfect.
It's clearly like it's way okay. So it goes on for like 40 foot. Josh, you won't be able to just walk off it.
Well, can't I just like pick up the crossbow, pick up the oil flask, grab one end of the cloth, and just keep walking?
You try. It's been nailed down all over the place.
Can I unnail it?
Yeah, you'll need some assistance, especially at your size, to be able to bring that back. But you can go down and
Okay,
get
but-
a couple of the team.
Yeah, I'll take the crossbow and the bolts and the oil flask. I'll go back down to
It is
the
a fire bomb. Sorry, not a
Yeah.
elemental bomb.
the firebomb, bring it back to the party, and then say, "There's a camouflage like piece of cloth. It might be useful if we want to take it."
It's a 40-foot tapestry. Is what you're looking for, but it's very roughly done. It's a long piece of the sort of material they make those sort of old grain sacks out of. It looks like lots of those have been stitched together and then sort of
Hessian.
Shouldn't
Do you want-
there you go, that's a great.
Could we just cut a piece off of it, or cut a decent size?
Well, I was thinking that it might be useful to help hide our camp.
You could definitely unnail it and roll it all up into one large bundle. It will weigh 30 pounds. So I don't know if maybe more than that actually. 30 pounds about right?
I can carry that.
For a 30-foot piece of rolled up cloth.
Sure.
I have no idea.
Pound a foot. I haven't got a Scooby. But that sounds heavy to me for Boxo, and that's what I was looking for. Because I think Boxo weighs about 40 pounds. So yeah, but definitely if Raywin's helping, you can sort of pull the nails out along the way, using your thieves' tools probably, or even just a dagger blade just as you go, and then secure it back. Raywin, with your knowledge of camps, you do notice that there is a sort of a general campfire is being made, but you notice that part of the ground looks like it's been sort of made to look like natural terrain as opposed to actually being natural terrain. And as you brush away at it, you do see that it's a sort of wooden chest that's been put in the ground and then disguised. Wow, sentence. That you can sort of pry the lid up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna call Boxo over too.
Okay. Also, noting this sort of flat lid of wood almost in the ground. You guys just gonna sort of pull it up?
Is it locked or anything? Or
It doesn't seem to be. It seems very well disguised, but you just find a small little divot where you can put your hand in and lift it up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And you do so, and you find a small bag of what looks to be some sort of rations or food that has gone to mold. You find 40 crossbow bolts in the ground, and then you find a scroll tube.
What's the scroll tube?
It's a tube full of scrolls.
Oh. What if we open the scroll tube?
You look in and you notice that definitely these are magical scrolls of some sort.
Ooh, do they have names?
You can both give me an Arcana check if you want.
Oh god.
Raven, I'll give you
All
advantage
right.
because you do cleric, so you will know a few things about magic.
18.
18, okay.
7.
Okay, so you recognize some of the etchings here. One of these is a darkness spell.
Ooh.
One is I'm looking for where it is. One is called I think it's just fear. It might be create fear or no, it's just fear. Okay, which is the third level spell. Then there is also frost fingers, fog, cloud, and grease. So that's frost fingers, grease, fog, cloud, darkness.
I look up at Railwind. I think wizards can learn these.
So any of you could cast them, and you would know that maybe the bandits were going to cast these, but aren't wizards.
Sure.
But definitely, they could also be added to a spellbook if you were some sort of wandering Earth genasi who happen to know wizardry or something.
That's what I heard, at least. Maybe we should ask.
Oh, yeah, we can see if he has these already, and if not, then maybe we have just a little bit of an extra oomph when we meet the bandits.
I wonder where they've gone, I say as I look around.
Yeah,
It
there is
really
no
is
there is no sign of any tracks. Whatever's been left here has been left here a long time.
Oh,
Maybe they were
food have
teleported
gone to
away
the
somewhere.
maybe Velzekis got here before we did.
Yeah, maybe this is the way he went.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Yeah, I think then we'll come back to everyone else. Hand Petro the scrolls.
When you do so, the merchant sort of looks and, are you a wizard?
I'm not.
No, he's looking at the person you've handed him to.
Oh, sorry.
You're a wizard.
Yeah, not you.
Wizard.
So much happening at the same time. Yes. I'm a wizard.
Oh, I deal in scrolls. If you're interested.
I've just procured some right here.
If you need any more, but they are probably beyond your price range. As they are 1 gold for a level 1 spell, 5 gold for level 2. 5 gold for level 1 spell, 15 gold for level 2, 25 for level 3, 35 for level 4.
Perhaps as a payment for repairing your car.
Anthony, I was going to offer a spell in exchange. Well, what would interest you? And you may just pick
May I have
the rest of
a-
the spell we can.
I was going to say, may I have a look at your wares?
He has most first level spells.
Most
Is there one that creates gold?
spells. This is beyond the capabilities of a first level spell.
Yeah, if there is a first level spell you want to learn, you can just
Okay, I'll
yeah,
get back to you on
we'll
that.
give you some time. But yes, you will sort of good choice, whatever it was. And then as he sort of guides Toothy through this wood carving, Toothy, for now, just give me a strength check with proficiency.
Can I just do athletics then?
Yeah, if you're proficient in
That's
athletics, that
technically-
will be correct.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of adding your wood carving. I said I'd add it when you use it, and then you used it in the same session. So
16.
16, yeah, definitely. You do a great job of fixing up his wagon, getting his axle be made, and sort of helping up with some of the spokes of the wheels. Wood.
Val, did you happen to come this way on your way to the city?
Not even slightly.
No.
Okay. I'll give a look to Wayo and
She's just gonna give a little snap, like, darn, bested again.
In all honesty, I haven't been in these parts much since I was a child.
Oh, did you come here with your family?
Not exactly.
The merchant sort of pipes, can't you see the man's uncomfortable? He sort of looks to Toothy, and I'm so grateful, so grateful. Here, something for you. And he hands you a very, very elegant comb, Toothy. With sort of wide, what do you call the bits of a comb? I have a name.
Bristles.
Bristles.
Teeth.
Teeth.
That's the one I was looking for. Yes, comb, not a brush. Yes, sort of wide teeth. And he looks at maybe for keeping your marvelous hair in perfect condition.
Oh yeah, it just needs a bit of a lick.
Then afterwards, a fanciful comb. Or perhaps, and then he just sort of pulls 6 very nice-looking handkerchiefs out from nowhere and hands them to you. But Velzekis, I will take a perception check with advantage.
Sure. Eight.
8. There was a trick to it, but you weren't watching closely enough. Didn't quite catch it. And as he puts those into your hands, he'll give you 6 handkerchiefs and a comb. Quite nice.
Oh wow. I don't need that many.
No, I'll give them to your friends or something. He gives you a sort of nod, and I'll be going round.
Okay.
He
I
sort
only
of,
have 4 friends.
What a tragedy. You'll have to give 2 to the lady. And with that, he sort of angles his cart and sort of begins wandering very close to the...
What an awkward way of moving.
very, very
How does he
dangerous
get
operation.
anywhere?
Yeah, literally.
Let's just say, thank God this merchant could walk around. That could walk his.
I'll have you know,
get
I
his
can
cart
drive very
around.
easily when the terrain is straight.
But that other merchant could not go around the log. Thank God this one could go around.
Yeah,
thing.
the ground is a little flatter on the sides here.
Yeah,
which
of
is
course.
around the pit trap. And you can also take the tarp that was over the pit trap, so that you can, which looks like the ground. Do you do anything to alert other travelers of said trap? Or you just gonna
Well,
leave it
is
there
there-
and run into it?
Is there anything in the pit trap in terms of like people, belongings?
Absolutely
Nothing.
nothing.
Okay.
In fact, it looks like it's been picked clean. Perhaps scavengers from animal
Yeah.
scavengers.
I'm gonna get like some sticks and like make a little couple of barriers by hammering them. I got a hammer, hammering them into the dirt so that if you were going to like walk into the pit, you would probably notice the sticks before the pit.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Oh.
And go on.
Gonna take a spare handkerchief, like the one that was just extra, and tie it.
The
on,
mustard yellow one, yeah.
Yeah, the ugly one.
You do so, and just about as you finish this work, the handkerchief disappears, and so do the other 5.
But that is so rude.
Hey, where did the
Comb
handkerchief?
sticks around, though, at least.
I don't need a comb. Does anybody? Oxo, do you want a comb?
Why not? It's tiny.
No, thank you.
Okay, it looks nice. Oh yeah, you don't have hair.
Do you want to offer some
Raya.
this as well, just to amuse me?
Yeah, nah, Raya. You have a comb.
How about the next time we make camp, I'll show you how you can use it.
Yeah, no one here is really like suited to lick me.
Well, I could get some water and like a cloth and
No water. What are you, insane?
I'm so sorry.
The Secus just goes, well, don't look at me, and then huge long tongue comes out.
Yeah, that's yours. Not flat enough.
While this conversation is happening, Pietro is sort of doing a little magic around the hole, and I will cast Mold Earth basically around the perimeter of it to, and this is common practice back in Gallania. It'll just sort of be like a neon orange sigil across that just says caution, caution, caution.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you could do that? I didn't have to do the sticks.
But the sticks block anybody from just hurtling into it automatically.
It won't last forever, eh?
Oh, okay.
That's true. The
Maybe
sticks will
why not?
outlast the rain.
Maybe 1 hour or 2.
Okay.
Pretty enterprising bandits to have moved all this dirt any great distance. I wonder if we could just fill in the hole, but
And that would take time.
The hole is not just like bare earth, by the way. You are seeing that it has like stone sides, like you're seeing it right there. Somebody is like really, they've made this like very well. And in fact, too well. It doesn't look like it was made by handmade at all. It definitely looks like it was magically created. It's probably
someone's home.
Probably something to do with mold earth and then rocks like being pushed into place. It's definitely very capable work.
I mean, yeah, and Pietro explained that he could sort of excavate this, but it would take like days.
Yeah, you will be reminded, probably by Pietro, that a lot of the people who became bandits on this road recently were originally skilled laborers, right? Who were building the road. Maybe some of them absconded, did this sort of work. But yeah, you guys can continue onwards. As you get to sort of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you close to a stream. And you see, stream's a grand word for it. It is a 20-foot wide river. And you see like jagged rocks in the water, but the water's quite deep.
James.
Yep.
Did we get any XP for helping that guy?
Yeah, sorry. You will get 10 XP plus an additional 5 for doing the thingy. I would have remembered at the end of the session when I go back to my notes. 5 XP for finding the bandit camp, so 15 in total.
Thank you.
But yeah, you there's an area where there's this large, wide bridge. It's very wide. It is broken. And sort of standing a little way off to the side is a halfling and a Goliath. The halfling sort of waves at you and good day. Need passage across. Some bastard broke my bridge. But I have a small boat. He said halfling and said...
the river doesn't look that deep. Is it deep?
Sort of 5 foot deep, maybe 6 or 7. But there are reeds and jagged rocks at the bottom, and 5 or 7 foot deep would still be enough that you'd be submerged, right? You'd have to.
And is the current strong going down?
You would be able to ford this if you really needed to, like over time. Well, maybe not you, but everybody who's taller than 4 foot would be able to make it across quite easily. You could probably swim it. Yeah, definitely. But obviously, you've got metal goods. You've got your you've got food. You've got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Spoil in the process.
Pietro might sink like a rock.
Oh, I thought you meant you would sink a rock. No, you would sink. You personally would sink like a rock.
Might sink.
Yes, he is the rock that sinks.
You could just walk across the bottom if you wanted to. But yeah, he said sort of, I'm not charging much a passage, but to be honest, charging for the bridge is what got me in trouble. I built the bridge. I maintain the bridge. She sort of, the Goliath sort of, sorry, who built the bridge? All right, dear. Okay, we built the bridge. I maintain the bridge. We were slight, you know, it paid for our luxuries, it did. And then they broke it. Bastards!
Who broke it?
Damn self-important Golden Dragonborn and his friends. Something about how they were entitled to the path of the road. It's their country. Idiot. Going to see the death of a dragon. Well, who's doing that anyway? I'm going to be saving it, not killing it.
We really shouldn't have made an opposing team.
Anyway, passage across. 2 coppers for the 5 of you.
Is it commonplace for there to be a charge to cross a river?
Well, he's offering you the use of his boat, and he's going to row you across. So that, yes, a ferryman. Charging for the bridge, maybe not. But from what he's saying is like, this bridge just didn't exist, and he built it and he maintained it. It's a little more for the boat, but a lot more work, if I'm honest. I don't think a copper shard of traveller was a grand price to ask. People passing by.
I mean, I'm willing, unless anyone else can figure out a different way of getting across.
If you break the boat, there'll be trouble. I'm not having that. It's my livelihood being battered around by adventurers, whatever they're calling themselves these days. Who's thinking about jumping it?
What do you think?
Well, I'm looking for the narrowest part that I can. Let's see.
25 feet. Cross it?
Only if you're up there. Can we not get... How much is, like... How steep is it to get down closer to the...
Oh, you can definitely
edge of the
climb
water?
down to the edge of the water. 20 feet, maybe even 15 at a push. Like the tiniest space. If you're willing to get your feet wet, it's 15.
Right,
If not,
which
it's
I'm
20.
fine with. I have a swim speed as it is. I mean, I'm not going to deliberately try to swim it because I'm weak as hell, but
Well,
I
you've also
will...
got stuff you might want to keep dry, right?
Right, so but I'm happy to get down, into my feet and then pop across. So
Okay.
I'll go down here and then...
What does that look like?
Yeah, so Vozekas ignores what everybody's talking about the stupid boat and maybe says, "Don't bother paying for me," and then wanders off down to the water's edge, where he then simply, well, it almost looks like he's gotten wet, right? Like you could see sort of splashing in the water, and then you kind of for a moment it looks like his whole body goes liquidy and starts to drip and just dissolves into nothingness. And reappears over on the other side. And a little splash of reforming
Goliath
into a
just sort of
solid
looks-
person.
Just teleport.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something similar. I'll slide down. Watch me. My turn. And I'm gonna try and just jump it.
Jack, are you wearing armor?
I'm wearing hide.
Hide.
I'm
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Just give me a
Yeah.
athletics check.
Yeah,
I
cool.
know that technically the rules of D&D state that you can make X jump if you've got X strength or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
far
fine.
more
I'm
interested
happy.
in
I'm
just making
happy.
a random athletics check.
Yeah, 19, dude.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sort of stride down and just jump up and land on the other side. And as the halfling sees it, you could have just jumped across the bridge with that kind of. Up a charge, the three of you.
Okay, I want to try and manage to swap athletics for acrobatics. So I'm going to stand on this beam, like a balance beam, and I will walk to the
jump
edge
down.
and assuming that it's like kind of like bent a little because it's snapped in half, like use it like a diving board and like bounce, and then just leap.
If you want to attempt that, there is a risk that you will fall in.
Okay.
Okay,
If
would
he
you
falls in,
have
I'd
you
jump
got
in after him.
anything- Have you got anything that you would be really concerned about keeping dry?
Hold on.
Absolutely not. I've got
Right.
a bunch of random stuff.
Okay. You're not carrying like a map or,
Mm-mm.
a flyer for your road, your future. Okay, brilliant. In that
Nope.
case, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. Just a reminder, you're trying to jump three times your height in length. That is a very long jump.
I believe in myself.
You believe.
Lord of mercy. Okay, that's a 25. 19 on the dice
Okay.
plus 6 acrobatics.
Okay, so what happens here is you sort of boing, boing, and he thinks you're going to dive in or something, and then you just sort of spring up and majestically do 2 turns, and then miss the bridge, but grab hold of it with your hands and pull yourself up. No one was ever going to get that far without a nat 20, but you can get to the edge and then just sort of grab it and pull yourself up. Roll me a D100, see if you get a splinter for the wood.
The splinter.
That is a 49.
Okay, well, that's a lot more than 20. Yeah, you sort of tough scaled hands have none of that.
Yes.
Just pull yourself up and on the other side.
I'll pull myself up, turn back to Wayoin and Pietro, and just like flourish like a gymnast and
The half
just
of them
bow.
claps.
Gonna give you a clap.
One
And,
copper for
Ra-
the two of you.
Rayoin's gonna look at Pietro and just raise an eyebrow. Like,
What are you gonna do?
Can you pay
She's
that
gonna-
man?
she's gonna pay for the
Oh dear.
boat. Yes, dear, I can. And she's gonna. How much is he asking for?
1 copper piece.
Yeah, she's gonna give him one copper piece.
Yeah, he sort of rows you across and... Oh, I have to say, I'm very impressed by your group's OS. Oh, wonderful. Excellent
They're
work.
full of surprises.
Thank you for your honesty and kindness. Have a wonderful day.
You as
Come on,
well.
dear.
Best of luck.
And he puts his arm sort of like round her lower legs, because that's what he can reach. And you see the two of them sort of wandering back up to their little hamlet, which is just a hamlet's town, a little hovel. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like a sort of very shanty-built hut thing that they clearly live in. And it's really cute because it's got a really big, it's got a really tall roof. It's got like a double door, like a door for you and a door for the pet, but it's like a 8-foot door and then like a little 4-foot door next to it. And they head through and wish you good luck. You don't get any XP for that, but it was a bit of fun. And with that, I think that is where we're going to end, on the road again. Road very well traveled, so many people able to bump into. It's approaching sort of 4:30 p.m. 2:30. No, I don't think so. 4:30 on Dreamrise the 5th. Dreamrise the 4th, sorry. And we will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs. We had a recap that started with Josh and expanded to everyone. But it was mostly Josh. So Jack, I will ask your MVP.
Just the whole bridge segment, but like that bit was so good right at the end. But just the Pietro, like, you're gonna pay the man.
Yes.
just so like everybody had their like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go through this way, and then Ray's like, oh well, I'm gonna have to pay it, and then she looks at Pietro and she's just like,
Didn't even have the money.
No.
Petra was
No.
like, you're gonna be stranded the other side of the bridge for the rest of time. Rico, your MVP. You're muted.
Muted.
Shit, sorry. There was a couple of Velzakis quips that made me laugh. I think one of them was, "You didn't think to eat the horse."
Oh god, yeah. I hadn't thought
um,
about that either. As James,
The first
let
one was
alone
good
as the
too,
players.
but it escapes me right now. I'll have to rewatch our thing. But yeah, bit fun.
Jay.
Liked the bridge part was really funny. I loved how Velzakis did his thing, and then Toothy's like, "No, look at me! Look at what I'm gonna do!" I lost it at that. So that was that's one of my favorites.
When you just put a bridge in front of people and tell them to cross. And this is spontaneous moments of greatness. Joe?
I liked when they brought all the scrolls back to Pietro, and then the guy tries to sell him scrolls, and he's like, "I have just procured some," and it's like when you buy shit, and it's like even in fake medieval times, you get targeted for ads for things that you already just bought. It's like, stop giving me ads! I bought that already. I don't want it now.
Josh?
So a small little one is just Sebastian being talked about. That's like so cool. It's very awesome.
For those, let me just expand on that for Jack and Jay. In the campaign before Critter Chronicles, Josh played a character called Sebastian, who was a cat person, and basically in the very last episode, he sees the power of the gods and send it to godhood into the constellation when they defeated the final boss. So the two, Rico and Joe, who obviously played with him, are talking about literally Josh's character as a god. So
Cost him his mortal life, but
Josh was saying they couldn't feel more cool as a D&D player, so I agree.
Yeah, it's very awesome. And then I just liked all the inter-party interactions. This session was really nice, seeing everyone banter with each other. And I'm just really enjoying them.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I would say I enjoyed the pacing. That makes it sound like I'm congratulating myself. It's not. I like how willing you were to engage with things for an extended period of time and chat and, sort of go through all the nuances with it, right? I really enjoyed all of the interactions with Hoshar and the Kalishtar, like just keeping him around and keeping a distance and keeping a safety, but also being nice to fellow travelers. My MVP was originally the way that you guys dealt with the bandits on the road, the despondent bandits. Sort of, you gave them weapons, you helped them, find a livelihood, but at the same time you sort of chasing them for being bit shit and also being, a bit mean. So I like that. A couple of quotes as well. You guys were talking about had you ever killed people before at the very beginning. Jack said, not men, so to speak. And in my head, Tooth and Claw had only fought women up to this day. Which I just thought was amusing. And then also from Jack saying, no water? Are you insane? Like a very typical cat-like reaction to the idea that you might wash him, despite the fact that he's fine with the rain. I just overall I think you guys just did a great job of the whole session was just a bit of good fun. I'm really liking the sort of gentleness of the group and little interactions building up and the rapport going on. A final moment, I think it was Jay who said we really shouldn't have built a rival team. So, well, you did.
We just should not let them get ahead of us.
Yes, exactly. That is the problem. We went to speak to an alchemist. Whose silly idea was that? Anyway, on that note, that is where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We shall see you soon.